Hefty's the name, shiny hunting's my game. Gotta catch 'em all, nothing's ever the same. With my trusty football, I'm always on the spree. No shiny can escape, they all come to me. Shiny after shiny, it's never enough. I'm on a quest, and it can get rough. From Pallet Town to Johto and beyond, I'm the shiny hunter, the bond is strong. I've caught 'em all, every shiny you can name. Kanto region, Johto region, I've conquered the game. Hefty is the king, the one who never quits. Caught him twice, now that's the real deal. No tricks. I conquered the game. Hefty's the king, the one who never quits. Caught him twice, now that's the real deal. No tricks.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. Good to see you all here. Thank you for being here. What's going on, Dragonic, Anne Marie, Coles, Mighty Munchkin, excuse me, Scrilbo, Mermaid, Mia, Big Cheese Thrist. What's up, everybody? Uh, yeah, Anne Marie, I actually think all five are pretty good looking. I thought they did a good job. I think they all look pretty neat. Coles, good luck on that bound suite. That's a little uh frustrating being at 1790. Dang, Hefty, you're still live? I am, Razzie. I am still live. Are you still live? Yeah, let's see if we can get these Raichus. We're gonna need two of them. We're gonna need two, so we're not gonna stop at one. Tyler, what's going on? Doing good. Glad to hear it. Playing Grounded, Tears of the Kingdom, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet, Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade 3, 2, and X Definitive Edition. Very nice. Landon, what's up? Good to see you. Oh, I also have to do something else here. Let's do that. And because we keep switching back and forth in between Scarlet Violet and Sword Shield, let me know, guys, if the game audio is okay. For some reason, the two games have like very different audio levels for some reason. I don't know why. Yes, yesterday was a fantastic day. Which Raichu do I like better? It's kind of tough for me to tell. I mean, I like both of them. I guess if I had to pick one, I would probably go with X. Probably X. 500 some calls for Spinda. Oh my gosh, good luck, Dragonic. Y2K Denim, what's going on? Welcome in. So many new megas. I know we went from this week we went from 50 to 56. Because let's not forget, we also got the official release of or the official announcement of Mega Malamar this week. What a crazy week this was. I also got my first um, delivery, my first round of Alola Sitting Cuties yesterday. I say first round because I meant to buy just two, and then my good friend Razzie guilted me not only into buying a second round, but also a third round. So, so there's that. Esteban Plays, one of our oldest viewers, or longest, I should say, longest watching viewers, one of my first subscribers. What's going on, Esteban Plays? Shiny Mega Greninja will look awesome. It probably will. They also said there won't be any new Megas announced until ZA gets out. Where did they say that? I didn't see that announcement. I'm fine with that. I think we've gotten enough announcements that we don't need any more over the next month. But I did not see that announcement. Razzie with the 29 months of membership. I really need the breakfast too. It did. I did think about it. I did think about it. For those of you that don't know, Gen 7 is my favorite gen. So when they released the Sitting Cuties this week and I started looking at them, it really was like trying to pick a favorite child, which is really tough. Also, that sub count is now up to 2164. If you just subscribed, please let me know so I can say thank you. Mega Greninja is your new favorite Mega? Nice, Landon. Today you're going to be pre-ordering Legends EA? Yeah, I still have to do that. I guess, I don't know. I guess I'm going to get it from GameStop. I don't really know what my other options are. I did see that, I think it was either this week or last week, I saw I saw a post on the internet that GameStop is doing um, midnight release, and if you get the game at the midnight release, you get a tote bag. So that's, I guess, kind of neat. You just subscribed. Thank you so much, Y2K Denim and Pen Spinner. What's going on? Good to see you. Holy smokes, we got the famous Pen Spinner 1 in the chat. Yeah, Lola Marowak looks really good too. And I've seen pictures of Poiple that look really good. I've seen pictures of, oh my gosh, that scared the crap out of me. I saw a picture yesterday of, what was it? Somebody sent me a picture yesterday that looked really good. Let me see. Oh yeah, Cosmog and Delmise look really good too. Cosmog and Delmise look fantastic. You got the shiny Psyduck wearing the inner tube. Congratulations, Dragonic. You really don't want to go anywhere today, but you're having a family barbecue later. You got to grab some steaks, burgers, hot dogs for the kids, and got a bunch of prep work. Let me know what time you want me to stop over because I am ready to eat all of that. I restarted Pogo. Oh no, I never stopped playing Pogo. Esteban plays. I just am terrible at giving gifts. But there was a research I had to do that involved giving gifts. So I gave a bunch of gifts today, and I tried to prioritize giving gifts to watchers of the channel. So I think there's a few other people here in the chat that may have gotten a gift from me in Pokemon Go this morning. And don't forget to like the live and sub. Thank you very much, Pen Spinner. Actually shocked they gave Raichu Megas. I was a little shocked by that too, James. It is kind of funny now. Raichu, Charizard, and Mewtwo each have 2 Mega Evolutions. Kind of interesting. It was your first shiny Psyduck? That's awesome. Yeah, the shiny inner tube Psyduck looks really good. I got mine on Wednesday, but I let a few people know. I didn't let Kem know because I felt bad letting Kem know until he got his, but he did finally get his, so now I don't feel bad. Cito, good morning. Started making a difficulty hack even though you don't like them. Started as just messing around in the Fire Red expansion engine. Nice. Well, good luck on that. I gotta go need to work now that high school is back. It should be back soon. Do good in school. Yeah, I am a good guy, Razzie. I would never make anyone bad for not having a shiny. Make anyone feel bad for not having a shiny. I would never do that. So yeah, a lot of things in the Nintendo Direct yesterday. Some good things, some not so good things. For me, it was a roller coaster of emotions. It was like up and down that entire hour. Like it started pretty cool. I was excited about all the Mario stuff. And then as the Mario stuff continued going on, I'm like, okay, enough with the Mario stuff. Just announce the 3D Mario game and let's get on with it. And then there's no 3D Mario game. And then it kind of, kind of went down a little bit. And then there's some other really cool things they talked about. I was really excited about Metroid Prime 4. If you guys know me, at all, you guys know that I love the Metroid games. And I thought Metroid Prime 4 looks amazing. It looks like there's going to be some open world aspect to it, which is incredible. It's coming out before Christmas this year, which just completely changed my entire holiday plans. So that was really cool. They announced like DK Bonanza DLC, which I was excited about. I haven't picked it up yet, but I want to get that. And then there was like some really weird stuff, like the Virtual Boy. I literally thought they were pranking us. I thought that was just a big fooling. I thought we were being like fooled live on the direct because I never thought that would have happened. Um, and then there's some other things that were kind of weird. Uh, and then all the ZA announcements, which was cool, but the way they went about it, I wasn't the biggest fan of, honestly. Um, if you guys didn't hear, if you guys didn't read about it, uh, the uh, the Kalos starters, the Gen 6 starters, their Mega Stones are going to be locked behind the competitive online ranked seasons, which is a little disappointing. I'm not thrilled that they're locking those Megastones behind a paywall, and what I mean by that is you need to have Nintendo Switch Online in order to play in the competitive rank seasons and uh, get those Megastones, which is you know disappointing. Several games got DLC yesterday, not just Pokemon. That's true. A lot of DLCs yesterday. I was not thrilled though about them announcing the ZA DLC before ZA even comes out. That seemed a little scummy. That seemed a little tacky, I guess. Tacky is yeah. Super Mario Galaxy 2. Very happy. I'm going to be able to get that because I've never actually played Mario Galaxy 2. Um, and I'm so excited about that. I'm trying my best to overlook the fact that I'm going to have to buy Mario Galaxy again because Mario Galaxy was also in the Super Mario All Stars set that came out a couple years ago. So I'm willing to look past the fact that I'm going to have Mario Galaxy on 2 Switch games because uh, I will have at least Mario Galaxy 2. They did that for several games. I didn't notice them announcing DLC for upcoming games that haven't come out yet other than ZA. I'm not saying they didn't. I didn't notice them. Probably just because I wasn't as interested in those other games. But if they did for other games, I think that is also tacky. Eric, good morning. Omega, you really want for the leaks? Won't need extra cash. Well, thank you. Yeah, we tried to avoid the leaks, especially because now that I found out that the leaks were 100% right on with Dragonite, Victory Bell, Halucha, and Malamar, I even more so don't want to know about the leaks because I don't want anything ruined for me. One Mega Raichu is like Gorochu brought to life, and the other Mega Raichu looks like Pikachu. Yeah, that is true. I think is it X looks like Gorochu and Y looks like Pikachu? I think that's what it is. Uh, yeah, the Y looks like Pikachu, just like with like giant lightning bolt ears. I think the X looks pretty cool. I mean, they both look cool, but. Yeah, and then the Animal Crossing Pokemon Ditto game. That one I'm torn on. I'm torn on that, honestly. I'm definitely gonna be checking it out, but I don't know. It's gonna go one of two ways. I'm either going to be absolutely obsessed with it, or I'm gonna play it for like one afternoon and never touch it again. I don't know which it's gonna be. Also, I'm sorry, I'm just rambling on and on and on. Mariah, what's going on, Mariah? What's going on, Slowpoke? I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you guys. I was just rambling on like I do, but thank you for being here. And Toxic Pickle Rick as well. Thanks for being here. Um, yeah, Violet Good Area 0 to catch some Raichu. What's going on? Oh, win 40U. I don't want to make it too easy. There's a lot of ways I could get some super easy Raichus, but the problem is that um, I'm not a great streamer as far as like providing content. So if I got the 2 Raichus like in the first 20 minutes of the stream, I don't really know what I would do for the rest of the stream. Also, this by getting it, this way, kind of makes me feel like I've earned it a little bit more. I think that sometimes shiny hunting in Scarlet and Violet can feel a little too easy. Ditto Crossing be the best game ever, playable for 10 minutes. Exactly, Slowpoke. I think it's gonna be one or the other. It's not an accurate description, more like Harvest Moon, watered down Stardew. I'll take your word for it, Cheese. I've never played Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley. I have played Animal Crossing, and so that's what made me think of. Eric, thank you for the 28 months of membership. Let's get some hype in the chat for Eric. New Horizons vibes with building and decorating an island. That's what I was thinking. It might not be the most accurate comparison, but it's the only comparison that I can make. From September 25th through October 16th, Shiny Koraidon Miraidon will be released by going to GameStop. That's right. Certainly will. And I'm going to do my best to get some extra cards for anyone that needs them. I know there's a lot of streamers in the community, not just streamers, just a whole lot of people in the community that have said they're going to do their best to get some extra cards, because I know there's a lot of people in the community that either live too far away from a GameStop or live in Europe. And for some stupid reason, they're not doing the giveaway in Europe. So I know there's a lot of people that are going to be trying to help out, myself included. Dietrich Meyer Beek Gonzalez, what's going on? Good to see you. Welcome on in. Just want that shiny bounce suite. I hope you get it, Coles. I played New Horizons recently and seeing that yesterday looked very similar. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. That's what made me think of. Especially like when the Ditto lady was like what's the term? Like not rototilling, but like, you know, breaking down the like cliff face so that it was like flat. Why not just do another raid event? Because GameStop needs their money. She luck today on spending adult money for a car. I wish you all the luck in the world, Big Cheese. Terraforming, that's the word I was looking for. I think rototilling was close. Terraforming is correct. Yeah, the terraforming definitely made me think of Animal Crossing. So yeah, I think I'm going to wait until the end of the month to go and get pre-order Legends EA, and then while I'm there, I'm going to try and grab some cards. It's unfair they don't release them everywhere. I agree. I agree. Good morning, Matthew. Good to see you. And yep, shiny Chiyu on Thursday night. I am shocked at the numbers, but not really. I saw that post that apparently, like, what is it, like 1.8 million raids have been done for Chiyu, which I think at this point, I think Tinglu was a little bit less than that, but Chiyu is like universally thought of as the best shiny out of the four. And the fact that the number of raids so far have been that low really shows that you know, I think the novelty of the raids kind of worn off. I think it started off really strong, and then as time has gone on, people are just like, yeah, whatever. I don't have to participate to get them, so I'm not going to. It was, I think it was a really interesting social experiment. It's your first ever Shalfa Slowpoke, is that right? Hefty Nye, the Poliwhirl guy. That's what they call me, Mighty Munchkin. Yeah, folks are getting burned out. Yeah, I thought it'd be higher too. I started to think that it might go this way when, so when Wo-Chien was first done, Wo-Chien was done with like, I think it was like barely a week, and we did over like 6 million raids. And then Chien Pao came out, and Chien Pao is probably behind, you know, just behind Chiyu in terms of popularity with the shiny. And so Chien Pao Shiny was a lot more popular, and it was a lot longer of a time period. It was like a week and a half. And that one was only 5 million. So I thought it was interesting that a more popular shiny with more time had less raids than the first one. And then after seeing the Tinglu numbers, I was not surprised by how low those numbers were. But I was really curious to see how Chiyu would end up. And yeah, I mean, we got it. That's the important thing, is we got it. But yeah, that was, you could definitely tell people were burnt out. I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't even done a single Chiyu raid myself. You're awake at 6 a.m. just to be on time to see Linkin Park tonight. Nice, Eric. That's awesome. So nice. I try my best, Penspinner. I try my best to be nice. I don't know what the heck happened to YouTube last weekend. You guys heard me complaining about it, unfortunately, which I don't like to do, but sometimes I can't help myself. YouTube was mean to me last weekend. They just did not send anybody here last weekend. We have already, in 19 minutes, had more views on this stream than either of my streams last weekend. What would be next after this ends? Good question. Good question. I feel like now that the box legendaries are coming out, they're really starting to like wind down the Scarlet Violet stuff. I I don't think I would love it, but I don't think we're going to get any DLC legendary shinies. I don't think we're gonna do anything with uh, like Ogre or the Loyal 3 or anything like that. Nick had the same issue with the cameras. Oh, I know. I definitely know Mermaid Mia. Him and I have been talking a lot about that this week. And actually, I got on the phone with him. When was that? Must have been Thursday night. It was either Wednesday or Thursday night, and him and I worked through it and got mine working again. Since the DLC for ZA doesn't have leaks, I could directly inject the copium into your veins and hope for Mega, Magnezone, and Serena. That would be pretty cool. Loops, what's going on? Good to see you. What if ZA DLC is Hoopa rings like Oris? Cheese, honestly, I think there's a possibility. I think that's a possibility. If anybody went and looked on the Legend ZA website and specifically looked at the article about the DLC, there is a picture of a Hoopa ring wormhole looking thing on a wall that looks very similar to the Hoopa rings in Oris, looks very similar to the Ultra wormholes in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to set expectations too high, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, there will probably be a Mega Hoopa. I think that would be kind of wild though if you think about it. If you look at the Hoopa Unbound, imagine that as a Mega. Good morning, Chem Nation. Hope you're doing well. Excited that today's Newcastle game because one of your new players makes its debut. Nice, Loops. You're gonna have to keep me up to date on how that goes. Finally, something more normal on the platform. DM Titus, if nothing else, I can claim to be pretty normal and vanilla. What's going on? Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Yep, tomorrow's Flabébé Community Day. I will be begrudgingly doing that. Obviously, I want to go get the shinies, but I'm not going to lie. I think it's just PTSD from getting all the shiny Flabébé, Floette, Florges lines in the games, in the mainline games. It was such a slog. Like, I think I'm unfairly carrying that over into Pokemon Go. I'm hoping, like, I'll know I'll at least be able to get the yellow flower line done. I'm hoping I'll be able to do the white and orange. And I am cranky, unnecessarily cranky that I'm not going to be able to do the red or blue. You're about 3% normal? That seems accurate. Oh, a lot of people today, a lot of talking today. My throat is already getting a little scratchy. Thankfully, after I finish this coffee, I got a big old bottle of water that I can start drinking. Is anyone other than me excited about Metroid Prime 4? Because I haven't been this excited about a video game in quite a while. Yeah, Skrillbo, 83. Sledgehammer from 83. So, what happened was on Wednesday, after Chem's stream, I was looking for something to watch on YouTube, and a video got recommended to me about this movie. Because, I like movies as well, so sometimes I get, videos about movies recommended to me. And this one was about that movie, and I had never heard of it, so I started watching it. And it was like a 20-minute video, and about 5 minutes into it, I stopped it. I was like, nope, I don't want to watch any more of this video because I have to see this myself. And then I got on the Google, and I found out that it was available for free on Tubi, which makes complete sense. And I got home, and I started watching it, and it was god-awful. But, like, god awful enough that it was entertaining. And yeah, like 70% of the movie is slow mo. Did you watch it, Kem? Metroid Prime Beyond. Is that what it's called? It might be. It might be. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. So for Shiny Slowpoke, one with a Peckish Mark and a bonus execute. Very nice Slowpoke. Always find the gems on Tubi. Well, you know what? If you want to look for garbage, that's where you need to go. Tyler got another shiny in PLA. It was a Kricketot. You didn't even know it was shiny until you ZL targeted it. Somehow didn't hear the shiny noise or see the sparkles. Nice! Congratulations, Tyler. What was that scene of the guy and girl walking for infinity? You fell asleep when you woke up in the morning, they were still walking. How about it? And Kev, I swear, there was no script. There was no script. They were just like, hey, bunch of 30-something-year-olds, you're college kids. You're here for the weekend. Have fun. And then they just filmed it. Because, oh, it was so bad. You couldn't understand what half the people were saying. They were talking over each other. When they're unpacking the van, like, some of them are just making random noises. It was wild. Joke Mega Kling Klang reveal to retroactively become true with the DLC. I know Chem Nation would be excited about a Mega Kling Klang. Are we actually going to get a Chem and A Drive boxing match now, Eric? Did I see your message, Titus? The message where you said finally something normal. I did see that, and welcome in. If you sent a message after that, I think YouTube might have hit it, which happens sometimes. YouTube seems to have been really, yeah, no, unfortunately, Taz, I think got hidden. YouTube's been really touchy, really finicky lately with the auto hides. It's been hiding messages for like no reason. Also, that sub count's now up to 2166. That's 2 new subs since I last looked at it. If you just subscribe to the channel, please let me know so I can say thank you. M is also a Kling Klang enjoyer. One of his favorite Pokemon is Kling Klang. Like they're keeping the also tradition of not being able to Mega Evolve the starters alive. Alive? What do you mean? You gotta wait till they're dead to evolve them? Oh, keeping the tradition alive. I misread that. Well, Loops, isn't it the case though? And I'm asking this like rhetorically. If this has been confirmed or denied in the leaks, I don't want to know. But have they officially said there aren't going to be Mega Evolutions for the ZA starters? He hunted it in Sword and Shield and said it was the best time ever? Exactly. Tim, when are you going to go back to the Nilite hunt? Yeah, I am upset though about the Mega Stones for the Kalos starters being locked behind the competitive. Eric, I read all your messages. Please stop remembering about that. Sorry, Cam. Oh, you're talking about the ones from X and Y. Yeah, locked behind ranked battles. Yeah, I'm not. Now I get what you're saying, Loops. I understand the message now. They're keeping the tradition of not being able to Mega Evolve the Kalos starter. I gotcha. That's actually a pretty funny joke. I shouldn't say actually. You're a pretty funny guy. But yeah, I'm not happy about that. Most people who have a Switch probably have at least the $4 online. You'd be surprised, Mia. You'd be surprised. I would have thought the same thing, but especially with these Legends of Ruin raids the past couple months. I've seen so many people, like in Nick's stream, for example, so many people complaining that they can't join the raids because they don't have Nintendo Switch Online. Also, not only that, and this is more like a me thing. I'm frustrated about it because, like, unlike with the Galarian birds, where all you had to do was like do a battle, like do a competitive battle, win or lose, you participated, so you get the participation trophy. In this one, it's not just for participating. You need to actually rank up, which means you're going to have to win at least a few battles. Now, I'm hoping that the way the rankings are, like if you win one battle, you go to the next rank. I will begrudgingly, you know, grind it until I win one battle in order to get those mega stones. But if it's like you gotta do like 5 or 10 battles in order to go to the next rank, I'm not gonna be happy. Just dodge roll, Slowpoke says. That's how I live my life, just constantly dodge rolling. One of your friends calls NSO a scam. I think it is. I think it is. I've gone on record about this several times. I personally think it's hot garbage that, and it's not just Nintendo. It's not just Nintendo. I know other consoles do the same thing. I think it's hot garbage that you have to pay a subscription to use online features. I think it's just it's a money grab by the companies. And I hate that that's become normalized because I can already tell there's going to be at least 1 or 2 people that are going to justify it. And I think it's hot garbage that it's become normalized now. I didn't have to pay anything to use online features in the, DS days, 3DS days. I didn't have to pay for back on the PS3, I didn't have to pay a subscription to use online features. Expansion pass you enjoy and play a lot, but that's just you. Oh, I like the and see it's almost like it tries to justify itself. I like the fact that I can play the Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games, Genesis games, N64 games, GameCube games, using the NSO. I like I'm able to do that, but I think if anything that should be the paid thing. But just to use basic online compatibility with the games I purchase, I don't think I should have to be paying more to do that. You're more of a shiny hunter, not competitive Pokemon battler. Same here. They just did it because other companies made money off it. Exactly, Slowpoke. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I hate it's become normalized. How the heck did the level 16 Geodude break out from an Ultra Ball? That is a powerful Geodude. Oh my gosh, Dragonic, why are you scaring me? The Lit in Litgate. All we needed back in the day was legit just a Wi-Fi connection. If the game had more content, we just bought it, but paying for Wi-Fi while paying for Wi-Fi, a war crime. Exactly. Totally agree. Find the Virtual Boy NSO hilarious, literally disregarding the past mistake for a quick buck. Yeah, I was shocked, Coles. I genuinely thought they were pulling a prank on us. I thought they were fooling us. It felt like an April Fool's Day prank to announce they're bringing back the Virtual Boy. It was such a panned system. I literally knew no one personally that bought it. I played it once because like a local youth, I don't know what you call them, like not like a clubhouse, but like a community youth center. I guess that's the term. A community youth center had one, and oh, you're saying boo to locking the mega centers. Oh, I thought you were trying to scare me, Dragonic. And I tried it out, and oh yeah, like the rumors were true. It was like instant migraine. And the fact that everything is like in black and red, that's the craziest thing. I can give them credit for trying to do a virtual system back in the day, but black and red is so painful to just stare at for long periods of time. They can do the Virtual Boy, but not put Gen 1 through 3 on the NSO or 3-pack to buy, right? Oh, that was the other thing. That was the other thing that kind of got buried with all the with all the positive and negative announcements, all the announcements that either people loved or people hated, what the heck? No release date for Coliseum and Gale of Darkness on NSO? I genuinely thought we were going to get that. Gina, good morning to you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, everyone that's hanging out with me today. And we have hit our like goal of 25. Can we get a like goal of 35, please? You're quote-unquote awake. I would expect no less. We did get Galaxy 2 to purchase known. Yeah, and I'm very excited about that. I'm not thrilled that I have to buy Galaxy again in order to get Galaxy 2, but I am very excited to get Galaxy 2. Excited for another Kirby Air Riders Direct? I am, Razzie. I am excited for another Direct because maybe with the second one, I'll understand what the hype is about. I never played the original Air Riders, and that you can purchase them separately. Oh, I misunderstood then. No, that's awesome, Mia. That's awesome. I thought they were selling it as a 2-pack, like they did Super Mario All Stars. If they're selling it separately, then I'm over the moon thrilled. Oh, you got the Entei card yesterday, Emery. Congratulations. I have 3 cards left. 3 cards left I need for the base set, the current set. I need the RAICHU EX, I need the Jumpluff EX, and I need the Zangoose. Gina with the 12 months of membership, and what a lovely year it's been. I can't believe it's been a whole dang year, Gina. Let's get some hype in the chat. But yeah, I never played the original Kirby Air Riders, and I know people have such fond memories of it. So when they did the first Direct, I checked it out, and it's like I don't know, it's like Firefly for me. Everyone in the chat was going absolutely crazy. They were loving it. Like, I'm talking like an actual Nintendo Direct with thousands of people in the chat. And yeah, there's some people like, the games are too, expensive, Switch 2 sucks, blah, blah, blah. But the vast majority of people were just losing their ever-loving crap. They were so excited. And I'm just like, am I watching the right video? I don't get it. I mean, I'm very happy for people that love Kirby Air Riders, but I don't get it. As far as you know, it's separate. Digital 40 and physical is 70. Okay. Interesting. The patent's stupid, though. I haven't looked too much into the patent. To be honest, though, I don't really care that much either. The only real, like, Pokemon-esque game I've ever played is Pokemon. So, for me, I'm not too concerned about the effects. I guess, from a macro standpoint, I guess it does kind of set a weird precedent about almost like monopolizing game genres. Feels like an echo chamber to you, but like, you might be right, but I was just shocked. I was just shocked at the overwhelming excitement. And again, I'm not trying to say anything bad about the game. Just like I've never tried to say anything bad about the show Firefly by Joss Whedon. I just don't get it. I feel like there's something inside me that's missing. You buy everything digital? Yeah, I prefer physical. I've gotten to the point with video games that the same way I am like with music. There's certain bands, just like there's certain franchises, that I want to have everything physical. And there's certain groups, like certain video games that I'm not like a hardcore fan of, so I have no problem buying it digitally. Like for example, I got the Princess Peach Showtime and I got the Kirby Forgotten Land digitally, and I was fine with that. But like Mario games, Zelda games, Pokemon games, Metroid games, I always want to buy physical. Ace, what's going on, Ace1712? Were you born in 1712? you like to try Peach Showtime? Is it fun? I had a good time with it. I know it was kind of like the butt of a lot of jokes, and I can understand why. But I actually really enjoyed the gameplay. I was not sold on it at all, actually, until I watched Dorian Dysart play it. And then I was like, you know what? This actually looks pretty cool. So I downloaded it, and I enjoyed it. Just like with Kirby's Forgotten Land. I wasn't sold on it until I watched the Dysarts play it. And then I bought it, and I loved it. And I still need to buy the DLC for Forgotten Land. You're going to get the Switch 1 version of ZA and wait to get a Switch 2, waiting for a theme Switch 2. I think that's fair. That's another thing, like, for me personally, I'm not trying to talk bad about ZA. I'm not saying that it's a problem. I'm not saying that it was a mistake. But for me personally, just the way I am a little disappointed that there's not a Switch 2 version of Legends EA. You know, when you buy Legends EA, it's going to be the Switch 1 game with a code to download the Switch 2 update. It's a small thing. It's not going to affect the gameplay in any way. But for me, I wish there was just a Switch 2 version. I wish it wasn't just, you know, the same thing in a Switch 2 package with a download code. You can save $10 if you buy the Switch 1 version update separately. You can? That might depend on where you buy it from. I don't think that's how it looked to me when I was looking at some of the stores. Spawn character finally came to Marvel Rivals, and she's super annoying. Oh, Angela. Jerry, hope you're having a great morning. I don't know why the top switch is being snaky. Oh, me, it's always it was always 70. It's never been 80. It's always been 69.99 for ZA. Sassy's TCGYT, what's up? Wait for a Switch to the Smash Brothers version, so you can definitely wait for a theme Switch too. I've never bought a themed. I can't say never. One time I bought a themed system, and that was the gold, silver, Game Boy Color. That's the only themed system I've ever bought. Flying character. That's weird. They made Angela flying. I don't remember that from the comics. I don't know if they gave her a new moveset or something, or not new powers or something in the Marvel comics. That seems odd. Love that GBC. Need to grab one. Grab one. I want to pick up a old school gray brick Game Boy, the original Game Boy, which are still super cheap. I gave my original Game Boy to a friend in college that was super into Pokemon, but he didn't have a system, so I let him have my brick when I got that Game Boy Color. I'd like to get the old brick again. Will there be a themed Nintendo Switch 2? I mean, eventually there's definitely going to be themed Switch 2s. They're definitely going to do it. They've done it with every other system forever. She's a Valkyrie. She's from the here to unknown 10th realm in the Thor mythos, heaven with no A. So just like how you have the light elves, the dark elves, the frost giants, the dwarves, the Asgardians. You have the angels from heaven. Worst catching specific thing on a Pokemon, in your opinion, by far as catching without being spotted. But the second contender is specifically in Zubat nighttime spawn where you catch at day. Oh yeah, that is annoying. Sir Ralph, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, the way they introduced Angela was kind of weird. Like they had gotten the rights, Neil Gaiman had gotten the rights back to Angela, and Neil Gaiman was currently in a partnership with Marvel. Like he didn't work for Marvel, but he was being contracted by Marvel to do some things. And so, for some undisclosed reason, I don't really know the whole backstory. Gaiman then, like, once he got the rights back from McFarlane, he then sold the rights to Angela to Marvel. And at the time, there was or I shouldn't say at the time, around that same time, there was a big crossover going on called Age of Ultron, which had like nothing to do with the movie whatsoever. But in this storyline of Age of Ultron, Ultron basically succeeded and took over the world. See, here's a perfect example. I don't know why Sir Ralph's message got hidden. Um, Ultron took over the world, and Wolverine and the Invisible Woman had to go back in time and stop Hank Pym from making Ultron in the first place. And so, of course, they got some time travel shenanigans, things got screwed up, and became a very dystopian future, and blah, 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 blah. So at the end of the series, when they went back and they fixed everything, got the timeline all straightened out again, somehow by fixing the timeline, that unlocked the realm of heaven. Why, I don't know, but it did. And so that's how they introduced Angela. And she's had a few miniseries. She's had some like guest appearances in some Thor comics. She hasn't really been used that much, but it looks like they are bringing her back in an upcoming or in the current Thor series in the next couple months. And I'm almost positive it has to do with Angela being added into Marvel Rivals now. They want to build up that fan base, which makes sense. The easiest way to do Zubat catch a day is supposed to be as easy as going to Cave and Corn and Highlands when there's an Alpha Crobat. You've only ever seen Golbats though. Interesting. It's been a long time since I played ZA. It's been a long time since I played Legends Arceus like heavily, other than just doing like some reset hunts. So I don't remember all the specifics. Hope they bring back Ultron in the MCU. He needs some redemption. He should have been way more powerful. That's the problem with movies versus the comic books they're based off, in my opinion, is like comic books get made fun of because like no one ever stays dead. They always bring back everybody. Whereas in movies, pretty much everyone dies. At least villain-wise. And so it kind of makes it hard to do certain adaptations when every time you introduce a villain in a movie, you kill him. That guy was 7999 thing in Mario Kart. Oh yeah. No, I get it, Mia. I mean, look. I hate the fact that we're in a position now where there's no consistency with how much games cost. In theory, I like the concept of a bigger game costing more and a smaller game costing less, but I don't think that is done. Like that's how they sell it. That's how they sell it to the customers. But in reality, like it doesn't work the way you would hope it would. Like I think there's a price floor. I don't think games are ever going to be less than a certain amount. And so really what it's doing is it's justifying when they charge more. It's not justifying them to charge less. It's justifying them why they can charge more. That's just my opinion. And, maybe things will kind of balance out over the years, but just first impressions based on the first few months of Nintendo Switch 2. The only Nintendo Switch 2 games I own at the moment are Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza. I will say this. Donkey Kong Bonanza is $10 less than Mario Kart World and has a lot more content. So I'm going to file that under what's up with that. Shalfa Crobat was an old hunt, 2082, soft reset phase of Golbat. Oh my god. Gina Bina donating $12. What the heck, lady? Thank you so much. Can we get some hype in the chat for Gina Bina with a $12 dono? It's a better game than Donkey Kong? Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying Mario Kart World. I know there's some people out there that really don't like it. I've always been kind of a fair weather Mario Kart fan. I've played most of them. And like I'll get together with some friends and play online, but like I'm not like a huge fan of the franchise. I enjoy Mario Kart World. I honestly enjoy the free roaming, finding the challenges and secrets stuff more than the racing itself. I've been having fun with it, but I certainly don't think it's worth $80, and that's why I'm glad I got it in a way for $50 because I got the bundle. Okay, Puffs, what's going on? Good to see you. I'm full of opinions today, I'm realizing. Thank you all for the likes as well. We got 30 likes for it. Wait, we still need a new like goal. Holy smokes, can we get a like goal of 40, please? What was my last shiny? Last Saturday, we got a shiny Malamar. For anyone that doesn't know what's going on and why this says shiny is 51 out of 56 when there's obviously more than 56 shinies is I have been for over a year now doing a challenge where I'm trying to get a shiny of every Pokemon that has a Mega Evolution before Legends EA comes out. And we completed that goal a couple months ago. But then they started announcing new Megas for ZA. So we've been going back to the challenge as new Megas get announced and trying to catch those as well. And that is why we're currently looking for 2 shiny Raichu. So the 5 right here, you can see I got 51 out of 56. The 5 we're missing are the 2 Raichu, the Chestnut, the Delphox, and the Greninja. I like hearing the takes on the direct, and your takes are good, are in good faith, so they definitely work. Well, thank you, Momonia. PokePuffs, thank you for the subscribe. And thank you. We are now to 2167 on the subs. I'm hoping we can get to 2170. I think 2170 today will be a good goal. Randomly found a random shiny Charizard in 5 minutes of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, and you're well happy. That's awesome, PokePuffs. That's actually how we got our Charizards for this challenge. Was I hunted them in Let's Go. You love that version of Poliwhirl? Me too. Your message got held. All you said was you like Raichu. Yeah, Sir Ralph. Don't take it personally. You didn't do anything wrong. Something is up with YouTube for the past couple weeks. It is hiding a lot of messages that have no reason to be hidden. The only possible reason I could think of why your message would be hidden is that you put the letter X, which can sometimes be associated with things that may not be on a Pokemon stream. But I have seen just completely normal random messages hidden lately too. I don't know what it is. It annoys me because 1, they shouldn't be hidden. 2, either myself or my mods have to take time out to go and click and unhide and allow people to see it. And it's just a pain in the butt. It's being too sensitive. Old Nintendo dude, good morning. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Imagine the Daredevil is going to be a diver, just bullies the healers, squishy heroes. I could see that. Anyone else also want to shiny out all evolutions where it gains another type so the physical attacks are covered? Are you saying that you want 18 versions of Eevee? 18 Eevee evolutions? Because I do. Not a lot of people agree with me. Some people say, we've had enough Eevees, let it go. I say, no, no, no. Game Freak started this. They need to finish what they started. Gina, go back to bed. Get some sleep. Thank you for the dono. You didn't have to do that. I will talk to you later. Cooking bacon, eggs, and waffles to get your body ready for some strenuous yard work? That sounds delicious. Exactly, Sir Ralph. I don't know if... I know recently they started this whole thing with the age verification. I don't know if kind of like along with that they've been cracking down on messages more. But whatever it is, their auto moderation AI is just janky lately. And thank you for the new sub. If that was you, please let me know. Todrick, you need to do some trade evolutions. We can ask in chat. Let us know, Todrick, what game are you talking about, and we will see if someone is available to help. You get me. I'm currently working on Evolution's Army on Discord. Like started a month ago. That's awesome. I want an Eevee evolution for every type. All right. So I'm not promising you anything, Todrick. I can't work miracles. I can't force anybody to do anything. But I have no problem asking the chat. If there is anyone here that has time to do some trade evolutions with Todrick, please let Todrick know and feel free to use the chat. We're not a big enough channel that I get bothered by people doing trades and stuff in the chat. I know a lot of channels do, and I get it. It can bog down the chat if like people are just doing chats and codes and everything all day long. We're not a big enough channel that's really going to bother anything. So if there's someone that's willing to help, please let Todrick know. Is there any way to trade without Nintendo Online? Unfortunately, Pokepuss, without Nintendo Online, the only way to trade is to be physically near somebody. You can still do trades without Nintendo Switch Online if you're like you can do a local trade, but you can't unfortunately do online trades. We were actually talking about this earlier. I personally think that's garbage. I think it's absolute garbage that online trading or any online feature of a game is locked behind a paywall. I am a huge detractor of that. All right, there we go. Slowpoke, thank you so much for helping out. I wonder when you'll be able to transfer all your Pokemon from Pokemon Home to Legends ZA. Oh, that's another thing I can complain about. Man, I am on a soapbox today. So, if you guys didn't see it, the Legends ZA website also had an article about home compatibility, which will be coming. It says 2026. My gut guess, based off of nothing but my gut, is I'm going to say somewhere between like February, March. I would say probably, it wouldn't surprise me if it's right around Pokemon Day. But you can't transfer Pokemon out of ZA into other games, and any Pokemon from previous games that you transfer into ZA are then locked in there. So, like right now, I can freely transfer Pokemon between Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet, Legends Arceus, BDSP. Even though that's generations 8 and 9, I can transfer back and forth nonstop. It doesn't matter. It's okay. ZA is going to be locked again. Once something is in ZA, it can't be put into anything else, and I'm not happy about that. So yeah, all these shinies that we've been catching for this challenge, once I transfer them into ZA, they will that's their home now. That's where they're going to live. The day before yesterday, you decided to evolve your shiny Pikachu and shiny Raichu. JJ, that's awesome. Congratulations on getting the shiny Raichu. In Pokemon Sleep, that's so cool. Yeah, I don't know why they're doing it. Why are they already advertising DLC that you have to pay for the new game? Yeah, there have been some people, myself included, old Nintendo, that felt that was kind of a tacky thing to do. To a month before a game comes out, already start promoting a paid DLC. Like, hey, you know that game that you're about to pay $70 for? Well, heads up, you're going to pay another $30 for it too. Can you tell Shiny Psyduck it should stop avoiding you? Hey, Shiny Psyduck, Slowpoke is offering you a nice place to live. You should take him up on that. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy they told us. Absolutely, Jerry. I'm happy they told us. I just don't understand why they're doing it. Yeah, old Nintendo, that is another aspect of that I didn't think about at first, but some people said yesterday that I didn't even think about. By announcing a DLC before the game comes out, it can be read as, we didn't have time to put this in the base game. So, we're going to release it as a DLC that you're going to have to pay for. I'm not saying that's what they're doing. I'm not saying that was their intention, but I can see how it can be interpreted that way. Mewtwo, congratulations on the floaty Psyduck. And again, if they did that with other games too in the Direct, if that was something that other games also did, where before the game is even out, they're talking about DLC, I personally didn't notice, maybe because I wasn't paying too much attention to that particular game. But whether it's Pokemon or any other game, I feel that's tacky. I just don't think that's a good. It's not a good look. I'm not a consultant for Game Freak. Come on now. Isaac, the animator, what's going on? Hunt's going well so far. We've already done 214 checks in an hour. I just realized 214 checks an hour is pretty darn good. How many encounters? 214. It's that number right next to the lower screen. Now 215. That's the number of encounters. We just started this hunt today. Wonder how many channels Game Freak has ghost subs on. That's a good question. But no, like I'm gonna call things like I see them. Like, and it's just my opinion. No one has to agree with me. And I mean, I love Pokemon. Pokemon is arguably my favorite franchise. Either Pokemon or Zelda is my favorite franchise. Top 5, by the way, would be Pokemon, Zelda, Mario, Metroid, and Mega Man. I'm a little off. What's a little off center, Amber? But just because I love the Pokemon franchise doesn't mean that I can't call out things that they do that I don't necessarily agree with. Doesn't mean I don't love them. I just, it's like having family members or friends. There's going to be times where you have disagreements. Mega Man kind of Ram is a good franchise. Oh, I loved playing Mega Man when I was a kid. Oh, the hitbox. Yes, I am. It actually bothered me, Amber. It bothered me a lot. But I was like, I don't. Oh, let me tell you. Let me tell you what happened last night to get this hunt set up. So on the Switch 2, on Pokemon Shield, I was able to go set up this hunt, no problem. Super easy, right? I go to set up it on the Switch in Pokemon Sword. Here's the deal. Yeah, Jerry heard me complain about this. So I'm on the Island of Armor. Raichu only shows up as a wandering spawn, strong stack spawn, in the Isle of Armor during a thunderstorm. Well, I had not played through all of the storyline for Isle of Armor on my sword copy. Until you beat the story, the only weathers on Isle of Armor are sunny or rainy. That's it. You can't get any other weather. So I had to play through the entire storyline of Isle of Armor last night. That meant meeting Mustard. That meant chasing down the Galarian Slowpokes to get the dojo uniform back for the one trainer. That meant battling that trainer. That meant getting a Cubfu from Mustard. That meant training Cubfu to level 70 and then going into either the Tower of Darkness or the Tower of Water to turn it into Urshifu. So by the time I got the Cubfu, I was like, I'm not training this to level 70. That's nonsense. So I took the Cubfu out of Sword. I transferred it into Violet. I gave it all the proteins. I gave it all the irons. I gave it a gold bottle cap. I gave it an adamant mint. And I leveled it up to level 100. Then I threw it back into Sword and just blew through the tower, turned it into an Urshifu. Sounds like a... Okay, Razzie, you're right. It was an hour. It was an hour. But it was an hour to set up this hunt. On Shield, it took me 5 minutes. It was annoying. But so to anyone that ever wants to do strong spawn hunts on Isle of Armor, just heads up, you got to play through the entire storyline if you want to get certain weathers. Cold Deep, I'm sorry, I was ranting. I have a history of doing that. What's going on, Cold Deep? Good to see you. Humble Bundle has the Mega Man collection along with Lego and Ace Attorney. Nice. Every morning this raven flies by your window. That's cool, JJ. Have a little raven pal hanging out. Also, during that rant, that sub count went up to 2168. Isaac, that was you. Thank you so much. Blah, blah. I've been talking and ranting too much. I can't talk anymore. Thank you, Isaac, for the sub. I appreciate it. Pokemon Quest. I've actually never played Pokemon Quest. That might be one of the rare spin-offs I have not played. Ari, good morning. New Star Megas are cool. Which one do you like the most? That's a tough question. I think all three of them look great. I would say this is going to be a real hot take, and I reserve the right to change my opinion later. Although I've always said all three Gen 6 starters are incredible, and although I've said that I personally, out of those three starters, I like Delphox the most, I think Chesnaught. I think Chesnaught out of the three has the best Mega. You love Pokemon Quest, but it's very grindy. Yeah, I've never played it. I've even played Conquest, but I've never played Quest. No takebacks. There's a Pokeball 3DS. Is there really, Alfie? Your favorite's Delphox. Delphox has a good Mega. It looks good. I like all three, but I don't know why. I love Mega Chesnaught. I've always loved Chespin. Now seeing him get some Mega makes you happy. Nice, Isaac. I think Chespin uh, is. I I feel bad for Chespin and Chesnaught. I think there's a lot of people out there that do not like Chespin and Chesnaught, and I do. First shiny Pokemon Quest was literally hefty, so you sent a screenshot of it. That's right, I do remember that Mewtwo. No Fox will hunt again via Island Scan. Ooh, that's an interesting one too. I was talking to Jerry. I have a lot of options on how to do the Gen 6 starters. Scarlet and Violet, obviously, were games that popped in my head. Jerry and I were talking yesterday about Friend Safari and X and Y. I forgot about the island scans in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. That is a possibility. You don't like Chesnaught, but the Mega having two shields on the back and a spear is such a good design. I think it looks fantastic. Yeah, all three of them are on island scan. Yeah, that's a good shout. I didn't think about that, Mia. I'm gonna have to consider that. Yeah, Jerry, no worries. I wasn't like I think you and I are just both curious. Don't look at it like it was like a homework assignment or anything. Does your Pokedex include all natures available for each Pokemon? Oh my gosh, all Nintendo, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? That's silly. That's just a silly thing. I might be obsessive. I'm not that obsessive. Ash Greninja or Mega Greninja? You know what? I need to get a better look at Mega Greninja. I haven't really looked at it too carefully on the website, and like it kind of like I don't feel like we really got a great look at it in the trailer, so I gotta look some more at it. Soul crushing, absolutely, Ari. Ari, do you remember when I was flipping out before Scarlet and Violet came out, and they were talking about the Terra forms, and I was afraid that um, one the Terra types were going to be random, and two, that it could affect the shiny sprites or shiny models. And I was afraid that I was going to have to hunt 18 versions of every Pokemon. And I had a little bit of a breakdown. You did remember? I know. You have the greatest memory. Before we understood exactly how the terrestrialization was going to work, I literally thought that for my shiny living dex, I was going to have to get 18 copies of each Pokemon, one for each uh, Terra type. That was before we knew that you could change the Terra type, and that it didn't really affect the shiny sprites. 18 versions of every Pokemon will take like one sandwich of straw. You know what though? I gotta say this. Except for certain hunts, like the Torchic hunt that we were doing the other week, except for certain hunts, Switch 2 it has made shiny hunting a little more difficult. I'm not finding nearly as many shiny Pokemon in Scarlet Violet now on Switch 2. Um, when I'm doing sandwiches and stuff like that. Because who would have thought that having more spawns at a time would be an issue? You gotta go. It's early for you. I need to eat breakfast. All right, Isaac. Sounds good. Yeah, we'll be streaming for another couple hours. So, yeah. All the Ari, that has been brought up to me before, and I have said some words to people that have suggested that I don't feel comfortable saying on stream. When people have said, "Why don't you get 18 shiny Arceus?" For my shiny living decks, my thought, because look, all shiny collections are always extremely personal. There's no right way or wrong way to have a shiny collection. It's all about whatever you want to do with it, what matters to you, what counts for you. So, how would that be possible? 18 playthroughs of BDSP. Um, so for me, it's always been one shiny for every, like if we're talking about forms, one shiny for every permanent form. What I mean by that is like shiny um, midday Lycanroc, shiny dusk form Lycanroc, shiny midnight Lycanroc, because those can't change forms. Like they're stuck the way they are. Um, shiny, red Basculin, shiny blue Basculin, shiny white Basculin. Those are stuck the way they are. But with things that can change forms, like the Arceus, like the Zygarde, like what's another good example? Um, the other one, the ones that can change form, Shaman, the genies, just one of those I'm fine with. Now that said, because I want to, yeah, Deerling, one of each. But that said, because I wanted to, I do have one of each Rotom form, and I have one of each Oricorio form. Just got the shelf at Shingling. Nice, good job, Razzie. So yes, I do need 2 shiny Raichus. Oh, old Nintendo, you're getting Brilliant Diamonds today. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy it. I enjoyed those games. My only complaint about those games, honestly, was the way the Shiny Charm worked in them. But overall, I had a lot of fun with BDSP, regardless of what anyone says. I really enjoyed them. You have 500 shiny Deerlings in Gen 9, pops up all the darn time. That's how I am with Hoppip and Skiploom. I get those all the damn time. You can do a total nature shiny hunt. No, old Nintendo, stop saying such nonsense in the chat. That's terrible. That's a bad. You should not be doing a bad. What's been my longest hunt? That's a great question. And there's a lot of PTSD that goes along with that. My longest hunt, Pokepuss, which I did on the channel, was Shiny Regidrago. It went, I mean, not nonstop, but it was about a year. It was, I think, 52 streams. It took 16,840 checks. 16,840 to get the shiny Regidrago. Instead of shouting yes when you get the Drago, we shouted no. Yeah, that was not fun. But we got it. Name 3 Pokemon that will or should get a Mega. All right, I can't say will because I haven't looked at any of the leaks. Should, in my opinion, Flygon, definitely. I'd also like to see a Mega. I'd like to see a Mega Poliwrath and a Mega. Mega Rabombi. Was Regieleki ever found? Yes, it was. In fact, we started that hunt and finished it while we were looking for Regidrago. We got the Regieleki pretty quick. It was like, I want to say like 1,700 checks. Beautyfly, that'd be pretty cool. Got last year we played Let's Go since 2020. Yeah, I'm sure you weren't playing it like for 4 straight years. You're probably playing it, you know, like you're like there's probably sleep and food and stuff involved in that Pokepuffs. But no, that's a long time. I mean I know what you mean. That's a long time to be hunting off and on for. I'm glad you finally got it though. You just ate some yogurt that has 1 billion active probiotics. You know if that's good, but it tasted good. Probiotics do taste yummy. Well cultured man, old Nintendo. That is incredible. Good job. You left to go do something for 5 minutes. You came back to hefty shiny Regieleki. I felt like that happened to me too. It was just like all of a sudden it was on the screen. I'm like, what the heck just happened? Jackson, what's going on, Jackson? Good to see you. Mega Rivami with the ability to heal all Pokemon in your party. I like it, Keith. Keith, how are you? Crobat or Arbok? Ah, yeah, those would be good ones. Mega Crobat would be pretty wild. I told a few people I was so happy that they announced 5 new Megas yesterday because that meant that I didn't have to hunt for the White Stripe Basculin today. We still need to get 2 White Stripe Basculins, and at least one of them has to be female in order to get my shiny gender Premier Ball living decks closer to completion. I have male and female Basque Legion shiny, but they're in Hisuian balls. Only going in Premier balls. Just got Drago and Nick's new project. Nice. I hope everyone got a chance to check out that video. Pretty awesome. We did a good job on it. It's a pretty cool website. Mega Vikavolt, that'd be pretty neat. I should just Masuda them. I've debated it, John. I have debated it. The problem is I have so many other Masudons I need to do still that I don't want to pile another couple on, but give it a couple weeks, I might break. Pretty good. That lady that makes the crochet plushies made a Shuckle, Teddy Ursa, and Spoink. Oh my gosh, that's awesome, Keith. You're going to send me pictures, right? When you get them? Mega Zangoose and make it angrier? I can see that. You're hunting for a third Eevee. Good luck, Pokepuffs. I hope you get it. I remember it was Thanksgiving weekend of 2021, I think. Thanksgiving weekend 2021. I hunted for the Eevee line in Ultra Sun. I just did nonstop SOS hunts until I got 9 shiny Eevee. It ended up taking me until like Tuesday of the next day, so instead of it being like over the course of 4 days, it was like over the course of 6 days. But I did manage to get my 9 shiny Eevee, and then evolved all but one of them. Mega Seviper would be cool. Mega Spindo would be cool. I'm doing great. Thank you, Amber. Mega Malamar freaked you out the first time? I think it looks fantastic. Mega Malamar might be my favorite Mega. It's a tough call between Mega Malamar and Mega Hawlucha, and Mega Gengar and Mega Kangaskhan. Those are my 4. Chestnut might be in the 5th position. If we don't get Mega Spinda for ZA, we've been scammed, right? Novelty donuts. What's my favorite? I don't know if it's considered a novelty donut or not, but I like the ones where the frosting, the sprinkles, look exactly like the classic Homer Simpson's donut. I always enjoy getting those. You don't know how to describe... Hey, Shiny Cornholio, good to see you. Don't know how to describe your Masuda lock. You've gotten 1 shiny from Masuda method of shiny Score Bunny that you got from your 6th Score Bunny egg, but that's the only shiny you've ever had. You had that incredible luck, and then that luck said, "Peace, I'm out of here." Keith, those look incredible. I will say this, Keith. You probably need to feed that Teddy Ursa sandwich, but those look great. Eric, what are you doing, Eric? Eric with the 9.99 had to do so much for me. I'll stream with advice and stuff. Just want to keep giving back. I appreciate that, Eric. But Eric, please don't do that anymore. Don't be sending me money. I know you got some stuff going on. You're very very kind. Um, but please stop being so kind. But yeah, let's get some hype for Eric. Very very generous. It's hard to find shinies now, though. Yeah, it can be. I mean, some of the hunts have gotten better, like the cave hunts, when you just like you spawn one Pokemon in and like it's just a billion of them. Those are better, right? But just like being out like in the field and making a sandwich and working on outbreaks and stuff, it does seem to take a little bit longer, just because of all the unrelated spawns that spawn like a mile away from you, taking up room on that spawn table. Eric, seriously though, I feel like I appreciate you so much, Eric. I kind of feel bad for the way I just said that to you. I hope you know it comes from a place of love, but thank you so much. Obviously, you're an adult. You do what you want. Don't feel like you have to, regardless for whatever we talk about Australia. The game you got shiny score bunny from was Scarlet. I was curious. I was curious. Thank you for letting me know, Tyler. I remember Shiny Score Bunny was the first shiny I got in Masuda Method in Sword and Shield. Um, I really liked that one. It was the first starter that I Masuda hunted. And it took me forever to get all three of them. What games should you hunt in? What games do you have Pokepuffs? That's going to help inform my decision or my recommendation. It was around the same time the 7-star Cinderace raids were going on. Okay. I remember I caught I'm a Premier Ball guy, but just for funsies, I remember when they did those 7-star Cinderace tear raids, I caught mine in a fastball because it just seemed appropriate. And I was like, you know what? It might actually be kind of cool down the road to have a fastball shiny Cinderace. Old Nintendo with the new like goal. Thank you so much. Let's get a like goal of 52. I gotta ask though, Old Nintendo. I'm just curious. You got my curiosity piqued, Old Nintendo. Why 52? Shield, Violet, Let's Go, and Arceus. Why don't you do a hunt in Shield? I got the Paldea starters and Premier Balls, John. Yep, and that is some of the Masuda hunts I still need to do. I'm not looking forward to all the Masuda hunts I gotta do. I gotta do 9 starter hunts, 3 Sprigatito, 3 Fuecoco, 3 Quaxley. I have to do a second Hisuian Sneasel that's female, and then a third Hisuian Sneasel, doesn't matter which gender, to evolve into Sneasler. I gotta do 2 Hisuian Growlithe. I need to do 2 Hisuian Zorua. I have to do Why Not? I have to do Sizzlipede. I have to do Yamask. I have to do Daramaka. I have to do 2 Galarian Corsola. I have to do cast form. How to send images. Pokepuffs, you cannot send images in a YouTube live chat. But if you join the Discord, you're more than free to drop images there. Lionheart, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm all done with the Meowths. I know what you mean. Get your real life stuff taken care of first before anything else. Okay, good, Eric. Good. Like I said, you're an adult. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but no, I appreciate you. I just you know, I should be the last of your priorities. I should be the last of everybody's priorities. Except for Jerry. I should be Jerry's top priority. And I think there's a couple more. There's a couple more Masuda hunts I need to do. But the majority of those, unfortunately, is going to be in Scarlet and Violet. And I'm not the biggest fan of Masuda hunting in Scarlet and Violet. I miss being able to collect eggs and hatch eggs at the same time. What's that face for, Amber? What's the big forehead face for? Actor who plays the donut in The Simpsons for Homer's also the actor who plays the cop in The Amazing World of Gumball. That's a good reference, old Nintendo dude. Well done. The Chem CU. That took me a second, Mia. That took me a second. That's a great pun right there. The Chem CU. You had a dream you had deep skin lesions all over your legs. What does that mean? I mean, like the foreign legion? Like, did you have armies in your skin? It probably means that you want to rewatch Child's Play 3. Shiny Heatran, congratulations, Landon. Oh, lesions. You have deep skin lesions. It probably means that you gotta wash your legs more often. Gina Bina is sleeping at the moment, but when she gets back, she can teach you how to do that. 1300 right on the nose. That's so cool. Okay, that's a good question. I have never gotten a shiny on a relevant number. I've never gotten a shiny on like a multiple of 100. I've never gotten a shiny on 69. I've never gotten a shiny in 420. I've never gotten a shiny on exactly odds. What about you guys? Have any of you guys ever gotten a shiny on a like like a popular number? I don't know what to call it. Shinies, what's going on, buddy? Shinies, you want to hear something crazy? Within the first 19 minutes, of the stream, I already had more views than either of my streams last weekend. I don't like you being everyone's last priority. Oh, no, I'm not everyone's last priority, Amber. I'm still Jerry's top priority. I should be everybody else's last priority, but I have to be Jerry's first priority. You wish you got a shiny at 420? Wouldn't that be cool? Almost like you were right again. I never said you were wrong, shinies. You do this. You do this constantly. I vent to you. You let me vent. Then you say something, and then I literally respond. Let's go to the tapes. Give me 1 second, everyone. This is important to me. This is my top priority. And I respond, LMAO, that might actually be right. Yada yada yada. That's so silly, but it wouldn't surprise me. I got Lace in 300 exactly in BDSP and Mewtwo in 63 right after. That's wild. Which got you the face? You're not our last either. Which got you the face? You're not... Oh, okay. I got you. You just got a shout for Rowlet. Congratulations, Razzie. Raichu's tail is already a Z. That's a good point, Shiny. So is regular Raichu the Raichu Z? Shiny Articuno in 1988, which is your SAT score. I don't believe that for a second, first off. But also, Ken, you forget, you actually got Shiny Articuno in 1987. Earlier in the stream, you counted twice. You counted one check twice. What's the top score in SATs nowadays? Back when I was a young man, top score was 1600. Missed your last message. Was it the 300 in BDSP and Mewtwo 63 right after? I read that one. Gotta go. Mighty Munchkin, thank you so much for being here. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Proving Chinese is wrong. Waystick's top priority. That is everyone's top priority. 1,600 got bonus points. Wow. You got 388 bonus points. That's pretty impressive. Oh, you lag my behind. Yeah, I know. I read it. Sir Ralph. That's awesome though. Latius exactly 300. My favorite evolution. Great question. My favorite regular evolution is Espeon. My favorite shiny evolution is Vaporeon. And an honorable mention goes to shiny Glaceon. That's right, I said it. I actually really like shiny Glaceon. I like that it goes from blue to like a solid white. You caught it in a Pokeball without Roto Catch? That's awesome. Craziest was your back-to-back 1365 odd shinies. You got shiny Bergmite. It was bummed because you were looking for Clobbopus. The next spawn was a shiny Clobbopus. Keith, you have some of the craziest luck. Yeah, that's pretty clever, Mia. I like that. First Pokeball. Landon. That's insane. Let's take this up to 335, and then we're going to open up some pocket packs and play our mini games. Paralyzed 1 HP. That's how we do it. That's how the pros do it, Landon. Paralyzed 1 HP, baby. TCG Pocket lately has been horrible. I've been doing pretty decent with this set, actually. I've probably done better with this set than I have with any other set in a long time. 2 of the immersives, got the gold, got a few shinies, got a handful of full arts, and I'm only missing 3 base cards. Got 92 on your IQ test. That's pretty good, Chem. That's good, Chem. That's good. I said 335, and then we went to 336. I'm sorry. All right, let's go ahead and open up some packs. Hopefully this should work now that we got the camera fixed, question mark? Let's see over there. Well then. Here we go. All right. Good strat, releasing DLC before the game gets released. Hear me out. Builds up hype and tells fans there's more of the game. JJ, I mean, I think that's a very positive and optimistic way of looking at it. I personally think it's tacky to be like, hey, this game that's coming out next month, you're going to spend $70 on. Heads up, you're going to spend another $30 on it too. And also, we couldn't fit this into the base game in time, so we're just going to have you pay more. I don't know. I mean, look, everyone can have their own opinion on it, but I'm not going to pretend like it didn't put a sour taste in my mouth. All right, here we go. Let's open some packs. Am I still going to buy it? Yes, I'm going to buy it. Doesn't mean that I like the way it was announced. Come on, focus. Why aren't you focusing? Hold on. Why isn't it focusing, actually? Focus is... It says autofocus. All right, we'll try this. Sylveon, only 17 encounters. Good job. All right, let's see what we got here. We got Farfetch'd. I do not like this at all. Let me try hitting autofocus again. Okay, that's better. Farfetch'd, Tentacool, Diglett, Crustle, and Magcargo. Nothing there. $20.99 or $12.99. You asked Heatran where their shiny friend was, and it popped up on the next check. That's crazy. Eric, I just saw your message. Thank you very much. You gonna get your cappuccino? Enjoy, JJ. All right, pack number 2. How hard is it to get the camera to focus, get together? Kim, you're right. I'm sorry. Galarian Corsola, Poliwag. I like that card. Ooh, full art Morty. I like that. Cryogonal, Licky Licky. That's it. Where's the baby screamo? Yeah, where is the music? Huh. I don't know where the music went. Weenie, what's going on? Good to see you. All right, let's open up some more packs. We can open up 3 more packs, which is the same number of base cards that I'm missing. We're looking for a Jumpluff EX. We're looking for RAICHU EX, and we're looking for Zangoose. King. Oh, okay. You lost the bet and you're a weenie for a week. Weenie for a week. That sounds like the good name of a movie. We got Sunkern. You like it when Hefty gets a good card because it goes, ooh. Morty. How about that? 2 Mortys. Fletchling, Dynamo, and Crustle. All right. Nothing there. All right. Give me the Jumpluff EX, give me the Raikou EX, or give me the Zangoose EX. Spin for good luck. Ms. Magus, Seviper, Dynamo, Diglett, and Sunflora. Dang. Give me the Jumpluff and free my soul. I want to get lost in the rock and roll and drift away. Yay. All right, here we go. Last pack luck. Last pack luck. Karaoke Hefty Hour, that's right. Ms. Magus, Swablu, Fletchender, Yamper, and Full Art Yamper. Nice, that's a new card too. It always said Ms. Magius or Miss Magius, like you're talking about Maggie Smith. I don't know if it's right or not. I will go with whatever the good book says. I have always said Ms. Magius. I don't know if that's correct or not. So we did get 2 chase cards today, which is awesome. I guess at this point I should start saying if anyone had, hello, why are you being a butt with focusing today? If anybody has extra Jumpluff EX, Raikou EX, or Zangoose, keep me in mind when the next set comes out. Why are you being butts? There we go. All right, let's get back to it. I will see you on the other side. Okay, and we're back. All right, let's get back to hunting. While we play the next game, which is called Guess the Pokemon Plush. This is the game in which you guess which Pokemon plush I have right here, right below the camera that you can't see. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Why the heck Did it hide Razzy's message says Mimikyu? It is not Mimikyu. It's not Rowlet. It's not Raichu. It's not Beauty. Good morning. Do we get hints? If no one guesses it in the first, minute or so, I typically give a hint. BRB. All right, we'll be here, Ari. Not Buizel. Not Inkay. I would like to have an Inkay. Not Froakie. Not Froakie. That's weird. Not Pikachu. What's up, Shin Sigma? Welcome on in. Probably a Mega, so probably a Charizard X. Not Charizard X. Kem, that's not a Pokemon name. I don't know what that is. Not Corsola. Silly Little Onion. What's going on? Good to see you. My favorite type of onions are silly. Shin Sigma, I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? Kem, that's not a Pokemon. What's the fox? Not Delphox. Not Delphox. Not Binacle. That's not a Pokemon name though, Pokepuffs. That's not a Pokemon Chem. But Razzie coming in with the correct answer. It is in fact Stuffle. It is Stuffle. Look at this cutie. For those of you that don't know, Shiny Stuffle is actually my favorite shiny of all time. And also, Stuffle just noticed that sub count just went up to 2169. If that was you, please let me know so I can say thank you. All teasing and joking aside, also, congratulations to Cam. Congratulations to Pokepuffs. I was just being a stink butt because it wasn't spelled correctly. Also, I know what you guys are asking. If you guys haven't seen this plush already, the new Sitting Cutie, I know what you guys are asking. The top question everyone wants to know about the Stuffle Sitting Cutie, and I can tell you the answer is, in fact, yes. It does have a tag on its bum. It has a bum tag, just like the actual Stuffle in the game. Super excited about that. I was hoping. Bum tag, you're it. Cheese, we told you you're not allowed to play that game anymore. You got in so much trouble last time you played bum tag. You don't want to be put on another list. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Here's what I'm excited about it, right? So Stuffle is literally based off of a stuffed animal. It's based off of a stuffed teddy bear. And the Stuffle has a tag in the game. If you ever look at Stuffle's backside in the game, it has a tag. So when they made an actual plush of it, I thought like the regular tag, or two tags actually, I thought the two regular tags might be it. I love the attention to detail. They did actually put an extra, or not extra, but like it's a nothing tag. It doesn't say anything. It's just a piece of, fabric sticking out of its bum. I just like that a lot. Dr. Fiend, what's going on? Good to see you. Cam, you need to go see a doctor about those skin lesions. And it is now time for the last game of the stream. Stream's not ending, this is the last game. We usually do this about midway through the stream. This is Jerry's favorite game. Guess the Marvel superhero. And for this one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For this one, there are 7 answers that I will accept. It is not Black Panther. It's not Green Lantern. Oh, got it. Whoever just sent me that DM, I got it. Thank you. Not Hulk, not Dr. Manhattan, not Shazam, not Snow White, not Batman. Not Daredevil. Not Obnoxio the Clown. But we will accept Dr. Fiend Show with Cyclops. This is X-Men, and there's my boy Cyclops right there. X-Men, the Executioner's Song. This is volume 21. This includes every Uncanny X-Men and X-Men issue from 1992 to 1993. This is a great collection. It includes. I don't know if you guys knew about this. If you guys watch X-Men 97, you're familiar with Forge. This includes when Forge and Storm got together. And in fact, Forge even proposes. This includes Jim Lee, the legendary Jim Lee, doing a Mojo story. With Dazzler and Longshot. Is Obnoxio a real character? It sure is. Obnoxio the Clown. It includes early issues of Bishop joining the team. So we got Bishop, Jean Grey, and Colossus there. There's Colossus, Jerry. I don't know if you're still here. Do I watch anime? I've seen some anime, not a whole lot. I have a problem with keeping, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I will, like, spend, like, an entire afternoon watching anime, and then I won't even think about watching it again for several months. This also includes, for me personally, this was my first, crossover that I read back when I was reading comics. The Executioner's Song. There is what appears to be Cable shooting Professor X. And this was really cool for me because it also included the X Factor team, and it was the first real time the X-Men ran into X-Force, and individual comics separated by anything other than the sleeves. No, nothing separated them except for the bags. It also, villain-wise, it's got Apocalypse, it's got Strife, it's got Mr. Sinister. It was a really awesome series. Your toilet clean, keeping your pants unsoiled, keeping your deodorant locked away. Yes, shinies, correct. But yeah, that's the comic of the day. Let's get back to the hunt. WebMD, massive skin lesions on legs. Okay. Okay, so the first link is pictures. I'm not going to click on that. Could be boils or carbuncles. Could be MRSA. Could be cellulitis. I can't. God, I'm not happy with you right now. Some of the pictures I just had to see. Carbuncles suck probably so. I'm almost convinced you have the worst luck getting sky tumblestones from the light blue rocks you can break. It's got 2 iron chunks, 1 sky tumblestone, and 2 water stones. What? It's crazy. I like Cantonian Raichu so much. It is a good looking Pokemon. I watch lots of anime and a lot of anime, but when you watch anime besides Bleach and Pokemon, which you do watch all the time, it's like twice a year. Yeah, so let me get back to that for a minute. I feel a little bit bad because I was asked by Silly Little Onion about the anime, and I didn't really get a chance to speak too much on it because I was all excited about the comics. So, like, for example, I've watched almost all of I've watched almost all of Cowboy Bebop. I've watched all of the show of Neon Genesis Evangelion. I haven't watched the movies yet. I watched the first 160-ish episodes of One Piece. I have watched the first 3 episodes of Demon Slayer multiple times. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes of Vinland Saga. I've watched the first 7 or 8 episodes of the 90s Trigun series. And I've watched, a bunch of Pokemon here or there. When I was growing up, when I was like in high school, there wasn't a lot of like anime TV shows. In fact, I think Dragon Ball Z or it wasn't even Dragon Ball Z at that point. Dragon Ball might have been the only one, and I didn't really know anyone who watched it. Uh, but what I did watch were anime movies. So like I would watch things like Vampire Hunter D, Project A-ko, Akira, obviously. I talk about Akira a lot. Still so upset. I think they watched 115 episodes of willing anime watching on One Piece. I'm sorry, Harry. Goku, what's up? Good morning. Your favorite electric type from every gen is the Pika clone. What's everyone's favorite Pika clone? My favorite Pika clone is Emolga. I will say this, Harry, about One Piece. Um, at least for the is East Blue? Is East Blue the first like arc? Did a really good job of, when I'd watch an episode, it it got me to want to see how it turned out. So like each storyline. So like I would end up like binging like 20 episodes in a day, just see how that storyline turned out, and then it would start the next storyline, and it would do that because they can't do a storyline in like 2 or 3 episodes. It's got to be like 20 or 30 episodes. Um, and that's how it kept me pretty hooked all the way through East Blue. Once East Blue was over, and we got into the next arc. I can't remember what that one was called. It's the one before Alabasta. That one was slow going for me. And then Alabasta did a good job of keeping my attention, and I watched that. Not as good as East Blue, uh, but I did get through Alabasta. And after the Alabasta saga, I restarted it like 3 or 4 times, and I get like 5 or 6 episodes in, and I'm just like not even paying attention anymore. And then months will go by, and I'll go back and be like, all right, well, let me start this section over. I can't remember what happened. It's kind of like how you feel about Bleach. I've never watched Bleach. I know that's been recommended. I never watched Naruto. I've never watched Full Metal Alchemist, although I understand that if I am, I might as well just go straight to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Um, it's hard for me to make those big commitments. That's kind of like why I like movies more. In fact, I'm planning on watching a movie this weekend with a good friend. Um, what the heck's the name of it? I've heard Perfect Blue. I'm watching Perfect Blue this weekend. I've heard that's a good movie. Hunter x Hunter's your favorite anime? I've heard good things about that. On the 18th, you're going to an award ceremony for your work. Nice, JJ. Congratulations. Sometimes the shiny Marowak sparkles get you. Me too, Mewtwo. Me too, Mewtwo. That's fun to say. Also, 2170 on the subs. We hit our sub goal of the day. You guys are incredible. Let's see. I don't know if we can do it, but let's see if we can hit 2175 today. That'd be pretty awesome. Right. Yeah, I understand that area. It's not that I'm skipping the original, but I've heard that there's just watch Brotherhood. It's better than the original. That is what I've heard. Going with your store manager, very cool. Goku, are you asking me which version I liked more, GT or Daima, or are you asking somebody else? If you're asking me, I haven't watched either. The original is cool, yeah, but it's interesting because the show outpaced the manga writers. The producers literally start going off on their own original storyline. Okay, that's what it is. All right, all right. Like I know that I knew that Brotherhood was, I don't want to call it like a remake. I don't know if that's the right term. But basically Brotherhood starts everything over. And I couldn't remember the reason why they did that. Now that makes sense. So Brotherhood's the one that's canonically based off of the source material better than the original was. Next year you can bring your mom because it's your 5-year anniversary. That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, just the entire original story that was written. Yeah. So that's like the definitive edition, the definitive version, whereas the original uh, was only faithful up to a certain point. Director's cut of sorts. Yeah, something like that. Fullmetal Alchemist is cool. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've heard good things about it. I just haven't. What do I think of them working on Mario Galaxy movie? Exciting. I think that's pretty neat. I enjoyed the first one. I'm sure the second one will be entertaining. Was surprised to see it's coming out so soon, and I don't mean soon like since the last movie. I just mean like it was surprising to see a movie announcement yesterday for a movie that's coming out in what I can't remember. Is it February or April? Um, it just seems like relatively speaking, like that's pretty quick from announcement to release. So that's exciting. I don't have to wait like 2 years to see it. Second Mario, and I know it's been in production for a while. I'm not saying like they just started production on it. I just mean from the official announcement, the teaser trailer, to the release of the movie. That's a pretty short timeline. It's pretty awesome. So excited about the Mario movie. You called it with the weird Luma being the first one. You did call it airy. You're so damn smart. New striker score. Congratulations, Loops. That's awesome. $65% of you think that the first shiny is going to show up on the top game. I'm curious to see if you guys are right. Zelda's 2027? Okay. I really hope I am, I don't want to say proven wrong. I really hope that I'm pleasantly surprised with the Zelda movie. Dr. Fiend, I did. I got the shiny costume Psyduck on Wednesday. Probably be overly critical of the Zelda movie, especially with Sony involved. Yeah, I mean, historically, I can't think of a single time that I've enjoyed a live action movie based off of a video game. I just think it's for whatever reason, for unfathomable reasons. I don't know why. It seems that they never do a good job adapting a video game to live action. I did not have the background, so I did. So I do have two. I have two costume Psyducks, a shiny one and one with the background, and that was good enough for me. If I end up getting a shiny with a background, I'll be happy, but I'm not going to actively seek for it. One thing I feel like you've always noticed is the fact that if there's a phone live stream, people just choose the first option That's true, Tyler. That's true. Maybe I should. That's a good point, Tyler. I think on tomorrow's poll, I'm going to put a stupid option as the first option just to see what happens. Time to prepare dinner. Have a good day. All right, Slowpoke, thank you for being here. Let me know what time I should come over for dinner. Hey, Majora's Mask 3 times in a year, so you're going to be like a Star Wars fan analyzing that? Yeah, I bet. I bet. Yesterday someone asked who would voice Rosalina, and you said Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, Zendaya. That's my favorite voice actor, Ari, is Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, Zendaya. Yeah, we'll test it out, Tyler. If I remember, there's like a 50-50 shot I'll remember, but if I remember, we will test it out. Hunting another Smeargle and Scarlet Violet and randomly got a rare mark one. You were forward, just wanted 2 shinies for BDSP hunts. Keith! That's awesome. Congratulations. Did I ever tell y'all about the rare mark Poliwhirl? Check this out. So, back, do you guys remember a few months ago when they had the event outbreaks, and one of them was Poliwag? I decided that day, I decided that week, I guess, that just like for a fun little challenge, just something fun for me to do was I was going to get 25 shiny Poliwags and catch each one in a different ball. So I had and then evolve them. So I would have a shiny Poliwhirl in each ball. And I'm going through it and like, okay, here's the first one, catching a Pokeball. Here's the second one, catching a Great Ball. Here's the next one, catching an Ultra Ball. Sport Ball, Love Ball, Lure Ball, Luxury Ball, yada, yada, yada. I'm down to, I think, 3 left that I need. I need to get, I think, it might have been like Dream Ball, Beast Ball, and like, I don't know, it was Safari Ball or something like that. And I catch one, and I catch it in like a Safari Ball. And I'm like, awesome. And I take a look at it, and it's got the rare mark. And I was like, are you kidding me? So I reset the game because I saved before each, like when I would see a shiny, I would save. I reset the game. There's a shiny Poliwag in front of me with the rare mark, and I kept going until I caught it in a Beast Ball. So I have a shiny Poliwhirl with the rare mark in a Beast Ball. So suck on that, Keith. Sony's given us such wonderful movies of late too. Classic Morbius, Madam Web, and Craven. Funny how all 3 of those Sony movies you mentioned are from the Spider-Verse. I mean, they've done terrible stuff with the Spider-Man stuff. I'm not going to argue that, but I mean, come on. They make more movies than just that. You have a spin to Outbreak, Nias Dragonic, Gina would be jealous. I wonder how the Elden Ring movie is going to be. It's going to be directed by Alex Garland, produced by A24. That's interesting, Squirrelbo. I've never played any of those games. No Way Home is great. No, I just mean Sony does movies other than Spider-Man movies. I think Sony is terrible when it comes to the Spider-Man stuff, but they do make movies outside of that. Turn down the game volume a little bit. I would be happy to, Ari. See, Ari, this is why you need to show up at the beginning of the stream. Because I told people, I was like, look, for some reason, Sword and Shield and Scarlet Violet, they be having different volume levels for some reason. So let me know if I need to turn it down. Is this better? Cito, thank you for the lurks. I'm gonna leave the game on for a minute till Ari, you let me know if that's good or if it needs to go down more. Perfect. Okay, Underworld and Jack and Jill and Resident Evil are from Sony too. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hold on. So is the girl with the dragon tattoo, the Da Vinci Code, Casino Royale, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Pursuit of Happiness, As Good as It Gets, Total Recall, Fifth Element, Men in Black, Jerry Maguire. Point being is that you can look at any movie studio and they're going to have some stinkers as well as some good movies. What's with all the vampire movies around the 90s and early 2000s, then zombies starting shortly after? You know what's crazy, Ari? True story. True story. I went to Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con back in 2009. And this was at the height of the Twilight fever dream. And I was walking around outside the convention center, and there were press, going around interviewing people, and there was a couple of girls, probably in their like late teens, early 20s, and you could tell like what this reporter was doing was a story on Twilight, and went up to these girls and said, "So, which do you girls prefer? Are you more team vampire or team werewolf?" And the girls were both like, "Are you kidding? Zombies! Zombies are awesome!" And that was such a crazy take at the time. And then look at what's happened since then. It's wild. You're absolutely 100% right, Ari. You love Men in Black and Jerry Maguire. Great movies. I always wanted to go to San Diego Comic-Con. When I went, it was probably one of the last years before it just became absolutely ridiculous. And by ridiculous, I mean like not elitist. I don't know how to describe it. When I went in 2009, there was still a decent amount of like comic stuff there. Pop culture had become like more of a bigger thing with it. TV shows were there, movies were there, but it was still somewhat accessible. Now it feels like it's just become this just monster of a thing where, unless you have like tons of money to blow or you live locally, are you ever going to have a chance to get in there? Coffee beans have this distinct taste in them. That's true. That's true. They definitely do. 28 franchises by Sony wasn't crazy about the new movie. People still enjoy 28 years later. I still haven't seen it. I don't know if... what the heck? I love that Ken. I'm not sure if I'm going to watch it, honestly. I don't know. I've just heard too many, like... not divisive. Like mixed reviews. I don't know, like I'm not sold on it. Don't waste your time seeing it. Yeah. Grow up in the time of zombies, never liked them, so you're exhausted 10 years later. It's just crazy like how things change like that. And no, it's not that I don't like normies at Comic Con. What I mean is that like it just became too big. Like when I went, it was like the expensive part was flying from Pennsylvania to California, and then the cost of the hotel. Also, Shiny 037, it has been a while. Good to see you. And TYU FGTY, thank you for the luck. But the tickets themselves for Comic Con, like for the 3 days, were like $60. Like it was like a $60 pass for the 3 days, and that was like to everything, including the preview night on Thursday. So it like it was still like it was getting to the point where like it was almost too much, but it wasn't quite there yet. And while like they had panels for stuff like the main reason why I went was it was the last San Diego Comic Con before the final season of Lost, which I really wanted to go to because when Lost was airing, they always had such a presence at San Diego Comic Con. So I wanted to experience that firsthand. I also got to see really cool panels. Like one of the coolest panels I saw when we were there was all about women in sci-fi and action films. And there was a panel that had like Zoe Saldana and Sigourney Weaver and others. That was pretty neat. I got to meet the lady Julie Benz that played Dexter's wife. So that was a lot of fun, and like the whole like convention floor was still full of along with stuff like toy companies and like Funko Pops and Legos and Star Wars and all that. Still had like comic sellers, like comic book stores that had rented a place on the floor and had like thousands of comics, for people. And like I bought some stuff there, and I got to have actual comic writers and comic artists that were there. Got to meet them and have them sign stuff. And I just feel like with San Diego Comic Con, it's become more of a TV and movie event now. And I mean, I haven't physically been there since 2009, so I don't know if the presence is still there and it's just never talked about. But I genuinely wonder how much comic stuff is left at the Comic Con. Julie Benz also played Darla in Buffy. I never watched Buffy. Well, I guess I never watched it. I've tried a few times to get into it. I don't know what it is. I can't get into Joss Whedon stuff. Huge bulk of Poliwag cards, a pretty hefty amount. Nice. Um, yeah, Disney World for nerds, absolutely. Fewer and farther between, that's for sure. Yeah. I'd like to do some more local cons. I'm just lazy. Like the guy that owns the comic shop that I go to, he organizes comic cons in Harrisburg and Wilkes-Barre and York, and he's always telling me about it. He's always telling me about all the writers and artists from like even going back to like the 60s that he gets for these things, and it always sounds really cool. But then when it comes to the actual event, I'm like, I don't feel like driving 3 hours after streaming, and then doing the Comic Con for a few hours and then driving back. I think I'm just gonna lay on the couch, which is sad, but it's true. Uh, I do Shiny 037. I think it's in home now. I do have it. Popularity of manga in relation to being lumped in with comic books. I think it um, artificially inflates the numbers when it comes to looking at sales figures for comic books and graphic novels. I think that the comic book industry, the American comic book industry, has a lot of work to do. Personally, I think they have a lot of overhaul they need to do in order to get popular again. And I think that manga is the only thing that's holding the entire industry afloat. I grew up with Buffy since 8th grade, been watching it, and yes, I don't approve of the Joss Whedon allegations, even so. I don't even know what the allegations are. Small Soldiers, I saw it when it first came out. I think that was like a 97 or 98 movie, so I saw it when it came out. That would have been my senior year. I remember enjoying it. Cappuccino makers are pricey, and it's only $2.60 at Centex. There you go. The comic where Superman fights Booster Gold. Ah, the one comic where Superman fights Booster Gold. Being the huge DC Comics nerd that I am, Kim, I can say yes. I definitely enjoy the one comic where Superman fought Booster Gold. I am impressed, though, Cam, that you know who Booster Gold is. We need an Alolan Raichu Mega X and Y. Could you imagine someone silly? This just ends up becoming like the game of Raichu. Just all the different Raichus in the DLC. That'd be pretty wild. I used to live in California. Now PA is your state. You have some nice Comic Cons in York County. Dr. Feed, I didn't know that you lived in Pennsylvania. We got quite a few PA viewers. That's awesome. He's gotten popular recently, has he? It's my favorite of the two. John, I like both of them. If I had to pick one, I would say probably right now, one day after announcement, I'd say probably X. You like Raichu a lot, but you think I've ever used it? I really haven't either, Twilight. I probably used it back in like literally in like the Gen 1 days. Like first playthrough of Blue, I probably used a Raichu. PA is decent if you like unhealthy food. It's our main export. What, cheesesteaks? Yeah. True. Twilight, how you doing? Why? What did you think of the megas announced yesterday? I think it's because of the TV show announcement. Are they making a Booster Gold TV show? Shiny Cornholio, thank you for the alerts. Bit 6, he just rolled out of bed. Aw, I hope you get better soon, buddy. I still haven't seen it. I'm waiting for it to come out on like HBO Max. Did Booster Gold appear in the Superman movie? Did I ever buy a copy of Amazing Fantasy 15? I did, Kim. Was it a first print? Absolutely not. It was a reprint from '92 in celebration of the 30th anniversary. Always like Tommy Lee Jones and Chip Hazard. He was a good villain in Small Soldiers. Yeah, I need to watch it again sometime. What's my opinion on Mega Raichu? Rihan, I think they both look pretty cool. If I had to pick a favorite one, though, so far, first glance, I would say probably X. Been underwhelmed by the Megas, but you think they'll grow on you? Like carbuncles grow on you. He didn't appear in the movie, but a show was announced for him recently. Interesting. I didn't hear about that. Is that part of the new Gunverse, I'm assuming? The James Gunverse? For just $15.99, you can add on the Raichu Night loot box where you have a 1/100 chance of earning some Raichu Night. Oh, shinies. Can't comment on who Superman fights. It's a huge spoiler. Well, I wasn't asking who Superman fought. Come on now. I was just asking if Booster Gold was in it. Favorite of the Calistarter Megas? Probably, again, first impressions. I haven't really spent too much time looking at them. Probably Chestnut. Gripe with Mega Raichu is adding Pikachu features. I feel like that was not only unnecessary but downgrading. You know what, Ari? It's funny you say that because I was watching, I was in HDV's stream during the Direct. And when they showed up, and he wasn't the only one, I thought the same thing. When they showed up, we were like, oh my god, Mega Pikachu. It took a minute to realize it was actually Raichu. We thought it was a Mega Pikachu Z and Y. Or X and Y. Will I ever buy a first print that's your most wanted? Yeah, Cam, I will buy a first print if I somehow win like the Mega Millions lottery. Probably not without a lot of financial help. That'd be really neat, but I don't see it happening. I do think it's interesting though, that now Raichu slash Pikachu, uh, Charizard and Mewtwo are the ones that have 2 megas each. You can really, and it's, and the first, the genetic apex set in Pocket was Pikachu, Charizard, and Mewtwo. And they're all Gen 1 Pokemon. And they all have had plushes made of them. Also, all 3 of them have been featured in Pokemon marketing. Coincidence? Somewhat. What does it mean? Nothing. I went back and watched your Pocket opening. Congrats on the Amber and Morty. Thank you so much, Anne Marie. And Candy Wang. What's going on, Candy Wang? Gonna love a Guy Gardner. I've heard that he is kind of a breakout star of, or no, I shouldn't say star, breakout character of that movie. Alolan Raichu is pretty awesome. That was even worse luck for Sky Tumblestones. 1 Water Stone, 4 Iron Chunks. Oh my gosh, that's terrible, Tyler. You need to do better. You wouldn't even mind Pikachu getting 2 megas because you've always loved Raichu for what it is. Yeah, it's kind of surprising. How do I feel about Togedemaru? I think it's fine. It's not my favorite Pika clone, but I think it's alright. You got something other than Azrael for a 6 card? Mewtwo, I did too. I got the Mantike the other day. I couldn't believe it. It was wild. Perfect casting. You love Nathan Fillion? I think he's pretty neat. Latios is next. Okay, nice. That's a good shiny. Good luck on that, Landon. Just had 1 mustard hot dog and 1 chili cheese with onion hot dog. Shout out to Nick. That actually sounds pretty good. I might make hot dogs after stream. I could go for hot dogs. I love the stupid haircut. The old bowl cut, the Guy Gardner bowl cut. You loved all 12 episodes of Firefly. I have tried so many times. I literally own the complete series on DVD. I can't do it. I've tried so many times. I get like 3-4 episodes deep, and I'm just like, there's nothing wrong with the show. It's not a bad show. It's just not hooking me. I genuinely feel like there's something missing inside me. Because with all my nerdy aspects, everyone tells me that it should absolutely be a slam dunk. But for some reason, I can't. I don't know what it is. I've never been able to get into Buffy. I've never been able to get into Firefly. I liked the Buffy movie. I liked the first 2 Avengers movies that Joss Whedon did. I even liked Joss Whedon when he was writing Astonishing X-Men. But for some reason, the 2 most popular things that Joss Whedon has ever done, the Buffy TV series and Firefly / Serenity movie, I don't know. You like to hold Togedemaru in your hands, but probably hurt on account of its iron barbs. That's a good point, Twilight. Twilight, I'm going to give you some great sage advice. Don't hold things that are sharp. You don't like the Buffy movie? I love the Buffy movie. The Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie and Encino Man, those 2 together epitomized the early 90s better than anything I could ever think of. It was such a time capsule. That was also the first time that most of my generation saw Paul Rubens as anything other than Pee Wee. It was jarring. Been watching for like 10 minutes and just realized there's two games. Oh my gosh. Either I am not good at holding your attention or I'm too good at holding your attention. Recall Terminator 2 and Cena Man at the drive-in. God, time flies. That's that'd be a good drive-in night. Yep, Paul Rubens was a mystery man. Yep. He was a little bit more Pee Wee-ish in that one. Just like physical features wise. It was wild back when Buffy came out. Seeing Paul Rubens with like a beard and long hair. Mystery Men's underrated movie. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. Encino Man watchable cut starring Alec Baldwin and Dane Cook is better. I'm not familiar with that one. Blue Raj. I can't remember the characters' names, but like I know it was Paul Rubens, Hank Azaria, Janine Garofalo, Ben Stiller, William H Macy. I think I'm forgetting a couple people. Yeah, Blue Raj might have been Hank Azaria. I can't remember what Paul Rubens' character name. I can't remember what any of their names were. What's my favorite V for Vendetta film? That would be V for Vendetta, Shinies. That was a pretty decent adaptation. They did a good job with that one. Thought finding an Alpha Driflin on the island that Alpha Infernate spawns on was bad enough. Game said, let's spawn Alpha Driflin now. Oh my goodness, Tyler. That game is not being nice to you today. Kel Mitchell. Okay, yep, that's right. From Keenan and Kel. Yep. That was like right in the midst of the. I don't remember if Keenan and Kel started yet. That might have been in the All That era or early Keenan and Kel. You're on the save file that has a shiny charm. It's not that bad. It's kind of overwhelming. Yeah, well, I mean, just between overwhelming you with the alphas and not giving you any sky tumblestones. Game's being mean. The Disco Boys, that's right. That's right. What was the bad guy's name? It was something. It was so ridiculous. Casanova Frankenstein. That's right. Jeffrey Rush, Casanova Frankenstein. Yeah, and Greg Kinnear. Greg Kinnear was in it too. Hunting Stabman. No. What if there was a Freaky Friday style movie of Janine Garofalo and Mark Ruffalo called Garoffa Ruffalo? I would watch that. Crazy that there is a Freaky Friday style movie that does have Mark Ruffalo in it, though. 13 going on 30. Themes aging well isn't a great thing, though. Wish certain elements of V for Vendetta didn't ring true today. Well, they rang true back when it was first written as well. That was Alan Moore's viewpoint on Parliament at the time. 2171. Thank you if you just subscribed. I appreciate you. In a way, also the Hulk. Yes, in a way, Shinies. That is correct. Thank you forever just unsubbed. It had been a while since I felt bad about myself, so I appreciate you. What we can request for our vacation payout to be put in our work pension. Did I miss something, JJ? I think I might have missed a message, JJ. I don't know what you're talking about. No, maybe YouTube hid something. Two Alpha Driftlings. What the heck? Lucastar, what's going on? Oh, you're just looking at stuff? Okay. Oh, did you like accidentally type in the chat? I get that. That happens sometimes. Already hunting Mega Raichu? That's right, Clocky. Good morning, buddy. How are you? Yeah, Pokestar, it has been a little while. How you doing? Yeah, been a couple weeks, Pokestar. Pretty darn wild. We got DK DLC already. Eric, did you pick it up yet? Did anybody pick up the DK Bonanza DLC? I want to pick it up. I haven't picked it up yet. I want to know if it's worth it. Mr. Megorium's A Wonder Emporium. I never did see that one. I'm familiar with it, but I didn't see it. So while in between two Academy Award-winning films, Brokeback Mountain and Crash the Tiger, Ang Lee sandwiched the Hulk in there, and it feels extremely sandwiched. Oh my gosh, that was not a great movie. Your father passed away. I'm so sorry to hear that, Pokestar. Looks neat, but too expensive. How much is it? How much is the DLC? You'll get it when you get back from vacation? 30? I guess that's becoming like the new norm, it seems. It's just an island and a new mode. Yeah, that's what I wanted to find out about. Like, I mean, I want to rewatch the trailer on that. Like, so there's a brand new island. It's got like all the classic Donkey Kong characters there. And yeah, there's that new mode with like the emerald bananas or whatever. But I didn't know if there was like any more levels or anything. Oh, it's 20. Okay. You like Eric Bana, but that movie was a mess. Yeah, it was not good. First mainline game announcing DLC right before the game drops. Pretty much expected at this point, though. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, Matthew. Island doesn't have collectibles. That's disappointing. Spot from Nemo that is like a roguelike. Yeah. I might have to watch some gameplay footage. I might have to watch somebody like else buy it and play it for a little bit, decide if I want to pick it up or not. I mean, I really like Bonanza a lot more than I thought I would. So I was excited to see that there's DLC, but like the I I know they said they were going to show more later, but like the Super Mario Wonder DLC, I was so disappointed in what they showed us because it was all just multiplayer stuff. And now it looked like, from what I could tell at the end, when they're like, "Oh, there's more involved. We'll tell you about that later." It did look like there's more levels, which make me excited. But I'm not the type of person that's going to buy a DLC if all it gives me is just multiplayer content. Welcome back, Jerry. Yeah, Matthew. Yep, the MMO. Yep, that was, people don't like to call it DLC because it's not what people typically define DLC as, but technically it was downloadable content. Gave us the MMOs. I can't remember if the genies came with that or not. I don't think so. I think they were in the base game. Jerry, you misguessed the comic book, and I'm disappointed. Yeah, Mia, I'll see that at some point. I'm sure I'll see Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. Oh, and for DLC for Mario Kart World, I'm sure it'll happen at some point. I can't see them not doing DLC. You weren't enamored with Enamorous. It's not my favorite legendary, that's for sure. Jerry's your favorite race car driver. It's a good one. Plush was Pincer. Yep, it was absolutely Pincer. Yeah, I guess it was Storm. So close. It was X-Men. It was X-Men, Jerry. And I even showed a picture of Colossus. Not, and I don't think anyone's an Enamorous fan. I'm sure there's probably one Enamorous fan out there. I just haven't met them yet. Matthew, I know you're not asking me to explain Pokemon lore. You're probably asking someone else in the chat. Was it really Colossus? Well, it was really X-Men, Jerry. It was X-Men. And I did show this cover of Jean Grey, Bishop, and Colossus. So there was that. You want my take? Here's my take on the lore behind Enamorous. Tornadus, Thunderous, and Landorus were conceptualized and created in Gen 5 back in the early 2010s. Then they thought of Enamorous when they were putting together Legends Arceus. That's the lore in my mind. John Stryker with the 18 months of membership. Can you explain the Enamorous lore? Just did. John, thank you for the 18 months of membership. Let's get some hype in the chat. Feel free to use those Machoke arms if you're a member. Use some flexes. You need more explanation. Enamorous wasn't thought up when they made the other genies, but it was thought up later. They really thought they could save the genie line by putting in the worst looking one. Here's the crazy thing, though. Here's the crazy thing. Like, I'm not a lore person at all, but I am a pattern person. Here's what's interesting. What do the legendary beasts from Gen 2 and the Lake Trio have in common? big heads. I mean, they do have big heads. You missed the comic shop on Fridays, Magic the Gathering and Hero Clicks from 7-Eleven. That sounds fun. Pokemon, yes. They are they are in fact Pokemon. All created by legendary summer roamers. Those are sure things. Here's what it is. Okay, before I answer it, I need a chat approved term. Okay. You know, like Articuno Zapdos Moltres, um, Raikou Entei Suicune, uh, Regirock, Regice, Registeel. The trios, the 3 legendary Pokemon in each generation that come before the box legendaries, right? They're kind of like the mini legendaries. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? What is a term for those? Because if I say legendary trios, there's always someone that says like, well, what about what about Reshiram, Zekrom, Kyurem? The appetizer legendaries. Okay. Secondary legendary. I like appetizer legendary. Okay, so when I say appetizer legendary, those are the ones I'm talking about, right? The legendary beasts and the lake trio are now the only appetizer legendary trios in the entire franchise. That's it. The birds, we now have the Galarian birds. So that one's arguable. That trio got forms. So I'm willing to have a discussion about that. The Reggies. We now have 6 Reggies instead of 3. Swords of Justice. In Gen 5, when they came out, Swords of Justice, not a trio because you had Keldeo. The Genies, no longer a trio because you have an Amorous. There was no legendary, there were no appetizer legendaries in Gen 6. Gen 7 were the Tapus, which was a quartet. Gen 8, there were none, unless you count the Galarian birds, which, again, I'm willing to discuss. Gen 9, the legendary ruins, quartet. Oh, and the beast got paradox forms. You're right. The beast did get paradox forms. You're totally right. So now it's just the lake trio. It's just Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf. Pre-box legendary bunches. That's a good name, Cam. I like that. The Keldeo is mythical, but it's part of the Swords of Justice. Keldeo is a mythical Pokemon, but it is part of the Swords of Justice. So I'm willing to hear a debate about the birds. I'm willing to hear a debate about the beasts. But the fact of the matter is, the Gen 4 Blake Trio, Mesprit, Uxie, and Azelf is the only appetizer legendary group of 3 left in the franchise. And I'm willing to have the debate about Keldeo. I'll give you that, John. I'm willing to have the debate about the Swords of Justice because Keldeo is a mythical, but lore-wise, Keldeo is part of the Swords of Justice. And the Swords of Justice got paradox forms too. You're right. You're right. So it's just the Lake Trio. Why do the Galar birds look like that? Do the birds look like that because they're in Galar? So why can't you transform them? Because Invisible Woman gets a ton of love in Marvel Rivals. She's getting more skins. Her and Luna Snow get all the nice things. Interesting. The Tapus, there's 4 Tapus. That's not a trio. Are they not the Four Musketeers? I don't know why they'd ever be considered a trio. Uh, yeah, well, I mean, it's the Three Musketeers, ironically. Same argument about the original book. It's the Three Musketeers, but then you do have, who is it D'Artagnan? That's the fourth one? I can never remember which one it is. I'm not up on my Three Musketeers lore. Unless we're talking candy bars. I do like Three Musketeers candy bars. Fatal Frame 2 remake on the Nintendo Direct? Yes. Fatal Frame 2, which I'd never heard of until yesterday, but apparently people were excited about it. That is going to be on the Switch too. You're not an egghead book reader. You're an egghead. You're just your head is an egg. Gen 8 Calyrex trio. Nope. I don't know. Maybe I didn't think about that. Shock Pikachu face. Yeah. Now they're more quartets. Yeah. So like they've gone back and added more to the trios after the fact. Yeah, they just make up stuff as they go along. Ask me small your hair. Will. Ask again in a regular phrasing. Told Gen 8 Chaldea wasn't available regularly. I mean that's true. That's true, but doesn't change the fact that it's part of the Swords of Justice. Weird DLC legendaries. Okay, yep. Cam, you're right. You're right. I will accept the what are they called? The Loyal Trio. I will accept that. New Jeff the Shark comic. Yeah, once every few months, Strobo, they'll release a one-shot Jeff the Shark comic just because of his popularity. Like, let's be honest, Jeff the Shark is perfect meme material. And that's kind of what he's been in the comics. Like no one's legitimately going to write a long-lasting series based off of Jeff the Shark. I mean, what sort of stories are you going to tell? But they will frequently put out like a one-off comic of short Jeff the Shark stories just because he's a popular character. But no, like he's never going to be like a mainstay series focus. So waiting for the fourth legendary beast for a future Gen 2 remake. Oh yeah, Kevin, he's been here the whole time. Can't believe you guys never noticed Kevin. The secret 101st Jontonian Pokemon, right? Hi, Hoshino. What's going on? Good to see you. Let's see what comic book Jerry's going to get. I don't even think Jerry remembers the right commands that he made. I'll be right back. I gotta pee. We'll hold on. We'll do a check while I'm walking out the door here. I'll be right back. Listen to Ari. If everyone doesn't behave, she's gonna yell at me later. And I don't like getting yelled at. Alright, be right back. Hi, Hoshino. Thank you so much for the sub. I heard that as I was walking out the door. You hate Jan. What's wrong with Jan? Shiny Swablu's. Would Banshee versus Punisher? That would be a wild, wild matchup. Baji, what's going on? Welcome in. Kevin was lying dormant in the secret basement of the burn tower. I could see that. You might yell just because. You probably will. How do I feel about Mario Wonder Switch 2 version? Yeah, Eric, I was actually mentioning that a little bit ago. Like, I love Super Mario Wonder, and I would love to get some good DLC. I was a little disappointed yesterday. Now, from what I understand, at the end of the trailer, they did talk about how they're going to announce more about the DLC later on. And it looked like from a couple of screenshots they use, there will be additional levels, which I'm really excited about. But I was disappointed with what they showed yesterday because all they were talking about was the multiplayer stuff, which I really don't care about. I'm never going to buy a DLC that's solely multiplayer content because I rarely do multiplayer stuff. So they didn't sell me on that. They did pique my interest on if they are putting more single player levels in. Now, if it's like 90% of the DLC is that multiplayer Volleyball Island stuff and like 10% is new levels, probably not going to buy it. If it's even like 50-50, 50-50 multiplayer, 50-50 new levels, even that, like, I'll be good with. But if it's just like they're just throwing in a handful of new levels, I'm not going to do it. She takes advantage of Michael's childlike demeanor. She does, but she also has a lot of problems of her own. I'm not excusing her behavior, but the two of them individually have a lot of problems, and they're very toxic together. Hope they bring Jeff to the MCU. Maybe he'll be part of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I could see them doing that. Time to big brain all these levels you need for the Synodex. Gonna get 6 pickup Pokemon, just get rare candies. Oh, that's right. You're talking Gen 4. I don't know why, Jerry. For some reason, I thought that you were working on getting the Manaphy from home. I was like, why not just transfer them to Scarlet and Violet? I don't know why. Old Nintendo, that's a very good question. I don't know why we're not at 52 likes yet. It's probably... I'm going to blame Jan. I think it's Jan's fault. Make total sense. You're thinking the same way? Yeah, like I'm not saying that, multiplayer stuff isn't important for people. I know there's a lot of people that like to do multiplayer stuff. And I would like it if they have the capability of doing that. But for me personally, I'm not going to buy a DLC if it's 100% multiplayer stuff. Just because I'm not going to use it. Matthew, why you gotta do that? Why you gotta be sending me pictures of delicious foods when you know that I'm hungry? Is it really 11:54 already? My gosh. All right, we're going to take this up to 600 checks. This stream flew by. 51 likes. Oh my gosh, we're so close. We are just one like away from hitting the like goal. Always nice to catch the stream. Always nice having people hanging out. No, it's not. It's 9:54 a.m. Oh, my bad, Ari. My bad. I guess we're going to go for another 2 hours and 6 minutes. Legends of ZA is expensive with DLC. Yeah. So it's going to end up being a $100 game. Yeah, I was talking about the earlier Dr. Fiend. I'm not saying I'm not going to buy it. I'm obviously going to buy it. But I do feel it was a little tacky talking about a paid DLC and hyping it up before the base game comes out. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way. That's a character you're working on called YouTube Chat Child that doesn't understand time zones. I mean, you're nailing it, Ari. You're doing a great job. It's so believable and lifelike. 8:54 for Jerry. Jerry, I don't know how you and Eric get here as early as you two do. You're insane. I wake up early. People tell me all the time how early I wake up. That's nothing compared to you two. You left your watch at home. You don't know what time it is on the moon right now. 10:55 for John. Brother, you just like being here. Well, thank you, Jerry. It blows my mind that there are people that live in California that come into my streams that start at 6 a.m. Yeah, Dragonic and I are on the same time zone. Now would be a good time to insert ads. No, we're going to go out on a high note, YouTube. All right, we're getting down to the last 11 checks of the stream. I'm going to go ahead and do this now because sometimes I just totally forget to do it. But we got some thank yous to make. Thank you to Arazi for the 29 months. Thank you to Eric, not so generic, for the 28 months. Thank you to Gina Bina for the 12 months and the $12 dono. Thank you to Eric, not so generic, for the $9.99 and John Streckert for the 18 months of membership. Appreciate you all so much and appreciate everyone that's been hanging out today. Also, thank you to the new subs that we got today. We got a decent amount of subs today. We got 7 new subs, which is awesome. See, it is really tacky. It seems like they're releasing 3/4 of the game and then trying to get us to pay for the remaining quarter. Yeah, I can totally see how people would read it that way. I can't blame people for thinking that way. Thank you for the 52 likes. We did it. We hit the like goal. Thank you to the mods. Always doing a great job. However, the mods honestly don't have that much to do here because for the most part, everyone's always so cool and relaxed and chill when they come here. We rarely have issues. So thank you all for, not being garbage people. This is so tacky. I can't believe I'm buying it right now. Yeah. I mean, there's a difference between acceptance and approval. I can accept that they announced a DLC before the game came out, and I can accept that I'm going to buy it because I, play Pokemon. That doesn't mean I have to approve of it. I can like something and have disagreements with the thing that I like. SOS for Pichu for one of the Raichus, that is a possibility. I was also thinking about maybe, I was going to ask Razzie about this last night, but I felt like I've been bothering him too much yesterday. Maybe looking for an Shelfa Raichu. It would be hypocritical of me, because I'm not going to let this go, because I think it's an important point. It would be hypocritical of me if I, made a video talking about, like a clickbaity video talking about how terrible Game Freak was to announce the DLC and have it be available for pre-order before the new game came out, and everyone should boycott, and everyone should write in, and don't buy it, and don't give them your money, yada, yada, yada. And then I bought it myself and played it on stream. That would be hypocritical. I can tell you right now, I'm going to buy the DLC. Of course I'm going to buy the DLC. The content of the DLC actually looks very interesting to me. It kind of gives me Hoopa Oris rings or wormhole rings vibes to it. My curiosity is piqued, but I can also say I don't appreciate the way that they announced it. Both things can be true at the same time. And with that, I blew past the 600. Let's just go ahead and do 610. What the heck? Or 610-ish. Well, I appreciate that, Mia. I appreciate it. What shiny mythical do you think we'll get for fishing ZA decks? That's a good question, because that raises another question I have about ZA. Is there still has not been any hint or clue or indication that there's going to be any new Pokemon in ZA. Now, with Legends Arceus, there were, I think, either 6 or 7 new Pokemon introduced. And the dex completion reward for that was Enamorus, Shiny Enamorus. So I hope there are at least a handful of new Pokemon in Legends EA, but there might not be. And if there aren't, the best guess I would have is either, and I'm just now thinking about this and just coming to my now, is either Zygarde, which, I mean, I don't think it's the best option, but I'd be okay with it, because then I could have, you know, a dog Zygarde and a regular Zygarde. Or it could be possibly the AZ Floette. I think anything other than that's going to be too cheap. Don't know what sitting cutie is, but have to use the only city cutie I know. Goku! Flattery is very much appreciated. Thank you. My ego needed that. All right, here we go. Last checks. Here we go. Let's get some shiny luck for the last 2 checks. Be mad if they gave Zygarde with how many days you had to do for it. Oh, I hear you, John, but like if I got a second Zygarde, I'd be okay with that, because then I can have the dog version and the regular version. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Not shiny. All right, we will continue this tomorrow. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a great rest of your day. Make sure you do something for someone today. Oh, it's been a while. Make sure you do something. Do me a favor and do something nice for someone today, just because it's the right thing to do and for no other reason. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.